what we know and what we've accomplished, even with me getting married after divorce with 3 kids by 2 different men, look at them. To be able to do that, it can be replicated.
All right, our guest today is an international keynote speaker and a renowned identity and transformational architect. And along with her, for the first time ever, she helps women master feminine communication. Ooh. Y'all ready? April Mason and Adriana Onubogu.
We know exactly what men are.
Men are simple yet complex creatures who find enjoyment in being able to be of service, to feel seen, and to feel understood.
Ooh.
We don't try to make you be anything different. We don't try to make you our best friends. We don't try to make you function the way a woman would function. Is it a hard no or is it a soft no? And is there anything that I can do to make it a yes? I will ask.
Oh.
I didn't know that I was going through perimenopause during that time. And I was diagnosed with lupus. So it was a lot going on all at the same time.
Wait a minute.
If you ever look at a post where a woman is talking about something she's doing for her man, it will always be women in the comment, I hope he's doing the same. Why would she pick somebody that's not? It's like they're so used to losing, they never know when they're in a position to win. The lady says, I'm tired of having to be this feminine way to be able to get a man. I'm tired of performing femininity. Nobody told you to perform it. If you are performing to get a man, you're already out of order. If there was some infidelity there, I would ask the woman, before we even get started, the husband and wife will be sitting there, do you want to stay married? And once she says yes, I said, what I'm getting ready to tell you, I'm getting ready to probably piss you off what I'm getting ready to tell you. I could go out with you, we could be hanging out, we could have such a beautiful time, but guess what? I'm vetting you.
How long you vetting?
I'm always vetting.
How long?
However long I need to, but here's the thing.
Ooh, we would get crucified if we said that.
But I'm gonna tell you something. Let me
Playing in our face.
No, man. If a person is trying to fix a violation and you won't allow them to fix it, you want to keep it here, then you should leave them. They really don't want you. They don't want anybody else to have you.
You don't revoke access to a man that wants to fix it.
All of these people that I'm around, that men see me around, ain't none of them say they've been with me.
What you said was,
what?
You said you hadn't been intimate for like, I think you said a year.
It was a year.
A year in July or June?
July of last year.
Last year.
But prior to that, it was 2022.
You came out of retirement for 2 years for a one-night stand?
Happy birthday.
All right, our guest today is an international keynote speaker and a renowned identity and transformational architect. They call her a power broker between the sexes. That's dope. And along with her, for the first time ever, I am so excited about this. I'm gonna say protege for right now, but in a minute, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. She helps women master feminine communication that connects and creates lasting commitment. And she teaches women to speak like her man's dream woman. Ooh. Y'all ready? April Mason and Adriana Onubogu. What's up? Y'all good?
Yes, we are.
I'm so honored to have you here again after all this time.
Yes, and you weren't supposed to give me that time.
See, you still got that hubris. So you gonna come up here being fast already. I already knew it. I knew
y'all,
it.
He got me, y'all, because I came up here, I was sick. And
you didn't look sick.
Well, you still,
you didn't sound sick.
You still could be cute while you're sick, honey.
Okay,
but I was sick, and I wasn't supposed to do that interview.
Yeah.
And when I watched it back, I was going through the hormonal changes and didn't know it. And in that interview,
really,
I could hear how I don't care that when you in that hormonal exchange, when you going through the change as a woman, your mouth, you just be like, it is what it is.
Why you call that hormonal change? What you mean?
I was going through perimenopause.
Okay, yeah, okay. So it's perimenopause.
It was perimenopause, but I didn't know that I was going through perimenopause during that time. And I was diagnosed with lupus. So it was a lot going on all at the same time.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. I just didn't tell you, friend.
Why?
My daughter gets on me about that.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I'm doing better.
Did I introduce her as your daughter? Did I say this is your daughter? Ladies and gentlemen, this is her daughter. April Mason and little April Mason. All right. Adriana, I am so honored to have you here because I enjoy your content.
Thank you.
Your personality is captivating, girl.
I hear that.
There you go. Now the way you I know you're speaking and you're helping women,
mm-hmm.
but the way you also help men understand women. And you be getting on them too.
I do.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I
appreciate it. Yeah, right. I'm curious about the beginning though. Did you know, April, that you were going to have somebody that would carry the flame?
You know
like
what?
Your daughter.
I can't say that. I think with my daughter, she caught a lot more than what was actually taught. So we've never like sat down and had these conversations, but the energy, I guess, in the house, the energy of how I moved, and sometimes you don't have to sit down and have conversations with people. They can just pay attention. And so people online would tag me and be like, there's this girl, she light skinned and when you had your short haircut, she could wear glasses, like black glasses like you and all that. And they would be telling on her. And I'm like, who are they talking to? I'm like, Adrian, look at this. But what happened was I believe that the energy and that my daughter carries and that we have is just, I think it's more of a God-given thing. Yeah. And she also has a degree in communications as well, too. So we just have a natural knack of understanding, I would say, human behavior.
Yes,
and
the psychology
of it, and understanding a thing is a thing. You can't make the masculine be one thing and you can't make the feminine be something else. And we are just more, I would say, accepting people.
Yes.
We're accepting of, we know exactly what men are. We don't try to make you be anything different. And we've learned how to speak to you to make you move, honey, in your language.
Mm-hmm.
What are men? Exactly.
What are men? Go ahead.
She said, you know exactly what men are. You said, I know exactly. We know exactly what men are, honey. Yeah, right. So, tell me what are men?
I would say men are simple yet complex creatures who find enjoyment in being able to be of service, to feel seen, and to feel understood.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
They're simple, but not basic.
They are not basic. They're simple in their desires, but they're complex in their own personal, like accomplishments and idea of who they are as a man.
Man, that's so good. You know, I just found out today that the word helpmate in the Bible, like the Hebrew word for that, I don't want to mess up the word, but it means the opposite half of a whole.
Okay.
But it's the mirrored half. So you got the left side and the right side. And the idea that we're fighting each other right now, this is so crazy to me because think about it. You got something that we need and we got something you need. How did we, and I asked Love McPherson when I talked to her just recently, how we get here?
Honestly, Katie, those are only online conversations. It's not like that in day-to-day life.
Shh. Don't make me cuss to this early in this podcast.
Hear me out. The stuff that I hear women saying that men are asking them, I don't hear that.
I've never been asked what I bring to a table.
50-50.
I've never been asked none of the things that these people are complaining about.
You do know that both of you are anomalies, right?
I keep hearing that.
We hear that.
But I feel
so everybody ain't lying.
I get it. But what we know and what we've accomplished, even with me getting married after divorce with 3 kids by 2 different men, look at her.
This is
but
good.
To be able to do that, it can be replicated. So we're anomalies. I get it. But it's not like people can't learn to be this way, in my opinion.
Yes. And on top of that, I believe that when we hear men tell us that we're an anomaly, it's only because we've accepted what you are. We accept how you function. Yep. We don't try to make you our best friends. We don't try to make you function the way a woman would function. Like, we see men for who they are. I always say the little boy within, and we both. before she got married, this is her second time getting married, we were talking, and it's, let's find out what the little boy is within him.
Mhm.
Let's see his insecurities and see if we have the container by us just being who we are to be a container for him. Without us having to do anything. And I think we live in a society where everybody wants to perform a certain thing. I showed her a video yesterday. There was a lady, and it was all the women in the comment section amening her. And you know, I troll sometimes.
Oh my!
I
And you
troll.
shouldn't.
You be in the comment section?
She be in the too
Sometimes.
much.
Every night, I had to. So what happened was the lady says, I'm tired of having to. That she talked about a woman's beauty, and I'm tired of having to be this feminine way to be able to get a man. Women typically have 5 to 7 years where they can be on the dating scene and keep this thing up. And in my mind,
Is that true?
I don't think it's
this
true.
is what I feel. If you are performing to get a man, you're already out of order. So what she was saying and what women were agreeing with was the beauty standard, keeping this up, keeping that up. And for me, it's if you're not a woman who naturally cares about her appearance, it's going to be hard for you. Everything that she said reminds me of my male clients, because my clients are more high profile men. And the things that I hear them say is, after I married her, she changed. So when I heard this lady saying, you know, we have to do all of this to get a man and keep ourselves this way and be in the dating scene and flirting and all of this, because that's not a part of who you are. So why don't you just be what you are and accept the man that comes to you as you naturally are? They typically don't want him
Why?
because he doesn't represent the image that they have for themselves in their mind. So I'm going to perform this thing. So now he marries you thinking that you keep yourself up all the time, that you cook, and all of the things that these ladies do. And then all of a sudden, soon as they get the ring, it's like, I don't do this. This is, I can relax, child. I don't have to do this anymore. And so I hear this a lot from men. But hearing this woman say this, and she said, I'm tired of performing femininity. Nobody told you to perform it. All you have to,
I see where you're going.
it's equivalent to a man that tells me all women want is money. I did, on my Feminine Air show, I did an interview with this guy, and he came in telling me about all of these women that just want money. And I said, all right, Ricky, let me ask you this.
His name is Ricky.
His name is Ricky.
Ladies and gentlemen,
His name is Ricky.
look out for Ricky.
Because he was memorable. I said, Ricky, all right, I hear you. I said, I hear that. And I raise you this. Why don't you deal with the women who want you for where you are right now and what you have?
Ooh, what'd he say?
He said, huh? I said, hear me out. You're complaining about women wanting money and all of these things you listed. You don't have those things, correct? No, but he said, but I'm working toward it. I said, so how many women do you know right now that like you? He said, about 3. I said, why don't you want them?
Okay.
He said, well, they're BBWs, they don't this, that. He had all of this stuff, right? And I said, that's what I'm talking about. You don't want somebody that actually wants you for where you are right now. You are in a league. You're trying to be in a league that you don't qualify for. And you having these conversations at the barbershop about what women want from you, but there are women that will accept you right now. What you want to do is you want to be a shiny quarter, but you're not that right now. You're a bronze penny. But there are women that will accept you as the bronze penny, but you don't want them.
The government don't even want you because they throw away all the pennies. Ain't the pennies thrown away?
Yes.
I went into the I was somewhere and they talking about, well, listen, if your dollar amount ends in like a cent, we're gonna round it. We're gonna round it down. You might not get all your money back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because they stopped making pennies. And they talking about they short on pennies. I got gallons of pennies at the crib.
Listen, in about 30 years, we might be on to something.
I'm gonna sell them things for 5 cents a penny. That's crazy.
Yes, but that was what I was trying. It's the same thing what I was saying with the woman. I'm like, so there are people that will accept you as you are, but people typically don't want those people because of their inflated sense of self of what they think they deserve. But everybody, if we look out there is somebody that wants you and somebody that may be good for you. But because they are not at the level that you think you are, which means you should be able to get this, you don't want them. It happens all the time.
Adriana, I heard people say this before. They say, find somebody that is going in the direction that you're going.
Mm-hmm.
How does that fit into the conversation?
So I think before we can even get to that, we have to get to the fact that there are 3 C's that men and women are missing, in my opinion.
All right.
So the first one is confidence. The second one is competence. And the third one is comfort. So if you're not comfortable, well, you can't be comfortable or confident if you're not competent in who you want. So a woman can't be comfortable or confident with men if she is not competent in how you all operate. And it's the same thing, vice versa.
Yeah.
So when we are doing I don't know what it is we're doing, to be honest. Like we say these things. You got to be in alignment. You got to be good for where I'm going. You need to know where you're going first. You need to have it, not just like a chat GPT. What is the pathway to success of my love life?
Yeah.
You really need to understand, like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what you want, you just have an idea of it. Because a lot of women, I think, say they want 6 figures because someone else said it. That's why the video you saw me say, if my husband made 50K, I would be with him, is because of the characteristics of the type of man that I married. So whether he made 50K, I mean, he's a software engineer, so he made money, but that was the icing on the cake for me. The character, what you're going to do, like what you value, it has to match what it is that I want for myself, my life, and the life I'm trying to build where children might be created.
Yeah.
Most people don't think that far.
Yeah.
So because they don't think that far, they can just go here. Where they're growing or going might be in their career, but they don't really put in the same energy that they do in their career or their degree as they do in their love life.
Yep.
They're lost.
They don't have relational intelligence, is what I call it.
Yeah.
They don't have, there's no relational intelligence anywhere. So it's hard to talk to someone about where they want to go when they don't have the foundation.
They just know what sounds good.
Yes. And because I say that, like, I choose a man based on the lifestyle that we want. We have to have similar lifestyles, standards, values, and there has to be some type of attraction there.
Yep.
And that's only
What's first?
for me. Kindness. I talk about kindness all the time. And I think a lot of times we have a long list, but if you pick certain things, it comes with, by default, other things, you know? So I don't have to list, I want, he gotta be, what's the thing? You know the list.
6 foot.
6 foot, 6 figures, 6 pack, more than 6 inches, and they're gonna go longer than 6 minutes.
And it's funny because what I teach my clients, it's real. That's what they're thinking.
It's real.
That's okay.
What?
All right.
It's real.
What I teach
Do we got a list? Do we? I think we got something too, right?
What's
No,
on
y'all don't have
I
a
don't
list.
know. Let me pray about it. 'Cause
Y'all don't have a list.
Y'all's list is
Sex, respect, and
feed me, screw me,
feed me, freak me. Like, hey, what up, Q Parker?
Yeah,
feed me, freak me, and be a fan of me.
That's my jam
That's
too.
If you do that,
Yes.
It's a wrap.
oh,
It's
wait a
that
minute.
easy.
Okay, I don't want to mess up y'all interview, but if we can find that,
Yeah.
we're good. Okay, so the feed me part, cool. Freak me, cool. It's the fan of me.
That's the part
That's
women
the part.
struggle with the most.
That okay.
And that's the part that don't cost them any money to do.
Exactly.
Why,
Yeah.
though?
It's
Why?
because
Ego.
they think too much. What I have my clients do is I make them choose 3 laws. And these are laws, like you said, it can't be basic.
Can be basic.
I don't want someone that cheat, we know. But it needs to be something very specific to you. Because if you get what you want from him, it should be very easy for you to be a fan of him.
Yep.
For you to
Yep.
stroke his ego. I always talk a lot about, like, people will be like, do you say that? When do you say this? When do you ask this question? It's too soon. I'm like, why is it too soon for you to let someone know that you went on a date with, that you had a good time? Or I really enjoy being in your presence.
What?
Exactly. They assume that you saying these things means that you're chasing them.
Yeah.
So if they have that type of mindset, they can't be your fan because they think they're not supposed to say these things. They think they're the ones that's supposed to sit here and you continue to come and you shower me with love and you take me out and you enjoy my company. It doesn't occur to them that you guys want reciprocity.
Yeah.
So the fan part is the most difficult because to them, they think that's your job.
Yeah. You are supposed to, it's like, entertain me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you know, I'm the queen, so entertain me.
Come be of service.
You know,
come be useful.
And I don't think women understand that the easiest way to, in my belief, y'all's heart, is through being the fan.
Oh.
Do you understand how and why groupies exist?
I
and
do.
why they are effective?
Yes.
I do.
Huh?
Yes.
I do.
Yeah.
I was on 50. Nope, not gonna go there. Nope. but I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes outside of the house, and if you're honest, inside the house too, the one we're married to, they know. But it's like they got those defenses up because somehow along the way, it became a competition, and I don't want to lose.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I think with men, what they have to realize is typically, and I'm not talking about the basic average woman, I'm talking about a woman that she cared about you and she respected you. Typically, when a woman isn't doing a certain thing, you have to ask yourself, what have I done to cause her not to do it? Because if a person tells you they'll do anything for you and they're not doing it, where did a violation come in? So men have to ask themselves that as well too, because as women, we will retreat. It's like if we are givers and caterers and we like being around you and there's a violation that happens, we go back in. And it's like, well, you used to do this until you did this. And now I'm questioning, why would I do this for a person that did these things?
I agree. I agree with that. But I want to add, and it's because of the type of women I coach, I have to add this. He's not a mind reader.
Right.
You have to tell him when he done crossed the line.
Yeah.
You have to. We're so quick to revoke access, but you should only do that when you explain or express your pain. And if he chooses to act like it doesn't matter, then okay, I'm not giving that to you anymore. But a lot of times we feel some type of way, and I've done it before. You feel some type of way, and in your mind, you're thinking of all of just the disrespect and the audacity, but you never actually convey that because we want you to figure out what's wrong. And then y'all get frustrated because you can't do that.
Yeah.
So we have to be vocal enough. I tell women all the time, open your mouth.
Yeah.
Open your mouth.
Amen.
Tell him. And if he doesn't care, then you can go do whatever you want to do. But you don't revoke access to a man that wants to fix it.
Yes.
Oh, say it again. Bars. Say it again.
You don't revoke access to a man that wants to fix it because then that's counterintuitive.
Unless you realize.
Don't let the enemy come in this moment, April.
Unless,
Lord have mercy.
Unless whatever he did, you cannot get over, then you should leave him.
Yeah, you should.
Well, then there's that.
That's
because
there's levels.
There's levels to it, and a lot of times, women will stay in situations where they know they can't forgive, they can't get over and move forward. But I've been with him so long, and I'll be damned if another woman is gonna come in and get what I've built. But yet, they're still standoffish. Yeah. They still, disconnected. They're not connecting. They're not having conversations because honestly, they really don't want you. They don't want anybody else to have you because you can't say you want someone. And if a person is trying to fix a violation and you won't allow them to fix it, you want to keep it here, then you should leave them. Anytime I was coaching women, and especially if there was some infidelity there, I would ask the woman, before we even get started, the husband and wife will be sitting there. Do you want to stay married? And once she says yes, I said, what I'm getting ready to tell you, I'm getting ready to probably piss you off what I'm getting ready to tell you. I said, we're going to talk to him, but I have to tell you this. If you are saying, I'm wanting to stay with him, how you show up has to change. You cannot say, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to stay with him and stay in this position. Now, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have to do things to re-earn your trust.
But you got to let him.
But you have to let him do those things. So
that's so difficult.
It can be challenging, but
can be challenging.
If you cannot forgive and let go and feel like you always looking around the corners, popping up. I need to check his phone. You need to leave him.
You gotta go.
And nobody's doing that.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you're bringing on your own anguish. You're bringing on your own pain.
And then you get resentful.
Yep.
Then you think about all the years that you wasted until somebody comes and coaches with us. Yeah. And we're like, girl, you did that. He didn't do that.
He tried.
You let him do that. Yeah. You stayed longer than you should have.
And I will advise, if you can't, leave him alone. Please. I'm not saying he's right.
Or her.
Or her. I'm not saying, but what I am saying is
y'all be doing stuff too.
They be doing stuff. I coach men, so I've heard the things. I was telling her one of the things on the way over here, and I was
like,
what?
What happened?
I can't put nobody business out there like
You
that.
ain't got to call them.
But it was just mind-blowing, the things that women do. And I understand why men don't trust a lot of women. The stuff that I hear, it's like, wait, huh? And I think if communication was had, or if people stopped choosing people based on simply what they can do for them,
yes,
then we wouldn't have a lot of these situations. Because we were talking in the car about this one guy we know, and he's dating someone else. And we were saying, you know what, but he does this with her, but if he was with somebody else that is this way, he wouldn't show up that way. You know, and so it's getting with people that you actually like.
Yeah.
As a person, as a human being first, versus, okay, so how much money you make? What school did you go to? What's your relationship with God? And blah, 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 blah. It's all of that. People don't know. They know how to be around people, but they don't know how to be with people. That's different.
Well, yes and amen to all of that. I will say that, that childhood stuff, it creates some blind spots, man. You can't see yourself. And when I started really doing the work on me, I would get breakthroughs. I'd be better. Then that just cleared the way for me to actually see something else.
Yeah.
Do the work, get better. That actually cleared the way for me to see something else. And so, here I go. I'm telling my business again. So
they say you be bleeding. They be like, KD be telling his business.
You tell them to mind their business.
I be like,
how about that? Y'all got stuff too.
Go on ahead and give us the business.
Yeah, I'm saying I would get better. Then I see something else. Then I still be the uncomfortable person to be around.
Yeah.
Get better. Still be the uncomfortable person. And to my wife, it looked like inconsistency. But it takes a discerning eye to notice the difference between growth and inconsistencies. Because sometimes growth moves like this.
Yes.
And it's not that you're inconsistent. If you look at from here to here, you've actually moved this far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So most of us, man, we got to work on our own stuff. Like that childhood stuff, it ain't her, it ain't on her to heal me. I got to heal me. Now, she can create an atmosphere
of healing, yes.
Exactly.
that makes it easy.
Yeah.
An atmosphere of grace, of trust, of love, compassion, like showing that you care. And then I just got to talk to my own little boy.
Yeah.
I can't bring him to her to my heart. Grow him up.
That's what y'all do. Like,
I get it.
My daughter and I were talking about how we vet men. And it was more yeah, because I'm
What, you vet men?
but before.
No, but I vetted the crap out of my husband though.
Yeah, because
I'm gonna hear about that.
After she went through her divorce, she was, I think I gave you what, 3 or 6 months?
You gave me.
It was a short amount of time.
Months.
It was like 6 months.
I had 3 months by myself, and the last 3 months you were like, wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap what up?
Healing.
Because
Wait a minute.
I wasn't playing no games.
Wait a minute.
No.
Wrap up the healing?
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Healing is a choice.
Okay, school me, because I don't.
So
I think you've been very, very mean. Very this precious baby.
But what she got now, though?
Okay, I mean.
What she got? And I love my son-in-law. Like I like this one.
What part of Africa?
He's from Nigeria.
He's Nigerian?
He's Nigerian American.
I'm Nigerian too.
He's Igbo.
I don't know. I ain't that far. I just know I'm Nigerian. My 23andMe said Nigerian. So, yeah.
Mine too. I found out I'm Igbo too.
Ooh, this is y'all was meant to be together.
I think so.
Isn't that so?
I think so.
I told her.
You got some Igbo in you too?
He's, according to my son-in-law, he says, as the matriarch that I am of the family, he was like, you move.
She be giving African mom.
Yeah.
She be
Really?
giving.
Yeah. He says that all the time.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But she was going through her, breakup and whatnot. And I, as a mom, I'm there, but I wasn't too close because I know you have to go through your own thing.
Yeah.
Right? And well, you know what I love? I don't think I've ever told you this. What I loved that she did, that you caught me off guard.
Wow.
So the first guy, I wasn't opposed to the marriage. I was like,
Oh, my first husband.
your first husband.
Okay, yeah.
You were opposed to it.
I didn't go to the wedding. I took the wedding dress back.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
didn't.
kind of tough.
I didn't invite her to the
She didn't
wedding.
want. She didn't invite.
It was not. We were not in a good space.
But no,
back
and she
then.
wore black to her wedding. I said because it was a funeral from the beginning. That was my running joke, right?
Yeah, we were not in a good place.
No, we weren't. We're not
during that time.
And he was wearing fuchsia, wasn't he?
He was dressed like the pallbearer, honey. But the thing that I like that she did, I didn't come back and say I told you so, but what she did. Because she knew how I felt. At first, for me, I was against it, but then I tried to come around and be supportive.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I saw, the more I was like, this. But because my grandkids and my daughter, this is her choice. What she did after she went through her divorce, she said, Mom, I need you to come by the house. And I'm like, okay, but I wasn't paying attention when I got to the house of the cars that were there. She gave me an appreciation thank you party with my friends that drove to her house for the support and being appreciative. I think it had something to do with I didn't throw it in your face. I didn't do the thing. Like, I told you this joker wasn't this. I didn't do that.
I had already known that you had already felt all of that. But what I
Why'd you
appreciated.
keep going with it then?
Because it wasn't about her. Mm-hmm. Because I felt like, I'm
grown.
Yeah, it wasn't about her. I kept going with it because of my own thoughts and feelings for what it is that I wanted for myself. Mm-hmm. And I felt like we talked a lot about how when I was younger, although there was a lot of things, although she was like around, I wasn't always connected to her. Mm-hmm. I wasn't able to receive from her. So when I was an adult, when it came to certain areas of my life, I was like, girl, you don't know what you're talking about.
She could receive from me from the money part. She did very well. She bought her first house at 21, a car off the showroom floor. Like when it came to finance, she was on point.
It. But when it came to love, men, and emotions, we never sat down and had conversations focused on that. So for me back then,
during that time, I saw what was getting ready to happen. I didn't know how to articulate it right. For me, it was just like, stop.
She wasn't able to communicate.
Why I wanted you to stop.
With that marriage.
With that marriage. All I knew was what I saw. And it was, for me, he was a replica of my ex-husband. But I couldn't articulate that to her. And so what happened was, and I always say that my daughter, when she made that move, she got the last little bit of remnants of the last portion of my healing process. Mm-hmm. So I had already evolved past that, but it was the last little bit because I didn't know how to communicate it.
Yeah, there was no...
I had already been through this process of understanding what you should be choosing. And at that time, I'm April Mason
But we were not talking about those things though.
No.
So I used to be frustrated with her because I was like, you put too much on me to know certain things that I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know, but she thought I would know because of the way I was accomplishing all these other things in other areas. And I was like, you didn't meet me where I was at the time.
So I, as a parent, assumed that because she followed in my footsteps in a lot of other important areas, she became like my little mini me. So I'm assuming that she knew this part too.
Yeah, and I did.
But what happened was I realized, I said, my daughter is very, very, very mature for her age. And she's doing the things that she's supposed to do and getting her finances in order, writing her first book. When your first book come out? 2021?
No, my first book came out when I bought a house, like in 2015.
2015. So you were what?
I was 21.
21. Wow, so she followed, even when I asked her, I said, well, why did you choose this house? You told me if I'm going to buy a house, live this way. Like
the biggest flex of my life was buying a house and being like, what you say? Oh, okay.
But that was
Wait a minute.
That was one of the things that I told her. I said, all right, now that you bought this house, 21 years old, you need somebody at least 8 to 10 years older than you.
And I did not want to do it.
I said, I'm telling you, you are still in college age. College age boys, they still having fun. They don't know what to do at that age. And
8 years older ain't that much though, isn't it?
But it was for her, it would have been because of the maturity level.
Well, yeah, you're definitely mature. So
my husband is 10 years older than me. So I understand what she's saying now. Yeah. Back then, I do believe that I had a lot of confidence when it came to the things I was able to do. But having that confidence is not the same as having self-esteem, having high self-esteem.
What's the difference?
The difference is anybody can be confident in doing something they're competent in. So you can be confident at your job because you've been doing it for so long. You know what to do with your eyes closed. Whether it's you can ride a motorcycle, be confident in that because that's your thing. You can study a thing and be really, really good at it. But that has nothing to do with how you feel about yourself in a particular area. So that's why it's easy for people like women to perform. It's why it's like, I'm a boss this, I do this, I acquire all these things, but you're at home at night crying because you're lonely. Because you feel different. You don't understand why your accomplishments don't mesh up with how you feel about yourself. So I was killing it. Like my credit score was a 720 at 21 years old. I was really doing all that.
Yeah, you was good.
I was killing it. And I didn't understand why older men were interested in me. I thought it was gross. Because I wanted to be the 21-year-old like everybody else. And I even downplayed my accomplishments to be with people who were my age because I was like, yeah, I mean, I bought a house, but I want love.
And I was
I bought
like,
a house, but I just,
no,
and I was like, I don't understand the disconnect. What's the problem?
You had the children at, when did you have the children?
So I had my first child I was a teen mom at 17.
All right, so 17.
Yes. Then I ended up getting,
go ahead and tell them how it happened.
I got pregnant on my first time.
Senior year.
And you know it can happen on the first time, right?
I did not know that.
Let me tell you about my child.
I did not know
Ever
that.
since Adriana was little, for whatever reason, I don't know who came up with this. She thought everything applied to everybody else but her.
Except me.
It's like
I still feel that way to a certain degree.
it's like she has this thing of that's everybody else.
Yeah,
that's
that
not,
doesn't.
no, those girls have sex one time.
Blue ivy face.
Yeah. Yeah, she was that. And so no matter what I said to her, Adriana had this thing where it was, Mom, I don't even know why you're talking to me about this because that won't happen to me. Like she had that. And then she wondered why my youngest granddaughter.
My youngest daughter is like that.
Oh, Lord.
To the 100th power.
Oh, my.
It's worse. She's worse. Yeah.
Well, we find a way to channel it. You know, we got 2 generations of this already, so we're going to be, we're gonna be good. Because y'all done been, y'all know how to do it now.
I could tell it could be overwhelming. She'd be like, Mom, we went to the movie Saturday. We have family day.
Take your green.
Now, I came in town to enjoy the family and everything. Honey, the kids they pissed her off the day before. The kids had to ride with me. We at the movies. I'm in the middle. The kids this way, her and her husband this way.
I needed time.
The kids rode with me the whole time.
Yeah.
And it was like, Grammy, come on, get in the car. Because they don't do the same things with me that they pull with them a lot of times.
I'm trying it.
And so for me, I'd be like, you want me to, what we gonna do?
You gonna pluck them?
I will hit you right here in the middle of your forehead. Be disrespectful again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Grammy.
We trying to save them because we're gonna do more than pluck. We gonna get a belt. We gonna do more than
and so I try to.
Y'all ain't got that. Y'all ain't got that hubris in your consciousness yet. Y'all ain't got no age on you. That's what it is. Yeah.
But for me, they do not like when I'm upset with them. Oh no, it's like, Grammy, I'm so sorry. You know what? They do what she did. So when my kids were younger, a whooping, I didn't really have to whoop my kids. The thing that my kids hated the most was me not talking to them. When she would get in trouble, you couldn't put this one on punishment. Her punishment was, if I had to figure it out, though, you got to figure out what moves your kids and what they value. What she valued was a pen and a paper. She's a writer. She's been writing since she was 10?
10, yeah.
I bought her first notebook. So I could take away skates, toys, whatever. And she'd be like, okay, I'm a doodle. And when I realized, you value a pen and a paper, give it to me. And that would make her just be like, oh my God. And for some way, she would find a piece of paper and write me a long letter. Mom, I'm sorry for blah, 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 blah. And so
why you got this baby write you a letter on toilet paper? This is terrible. This is terrible.
My kids are like that.
Her kids are like that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They don't like when I'm not talking to them.
No.
I realize that their greatest punishment is not having access to me, which is crazy.
And speaking of not talking, during the time when we were talking about her first marriage and we weren't talking, we weren't talking during that time. Mm-hmm. I didn't even get to see the kids. My grandson, when he came home on a Wednesday. He was at my house on Friday. He was there, and I had him from the time he was born.
Yes,
so that was my baby, and so they knew the punishment was she can't see the baby.
That's I was tough.
Like,
that's tough.
My little, and that was my heart because every day for the first week he was home, they would have him on the weekends. Like,
Yeah,
give me my grandson. Give me my baby. I would take him. Yeah,
all the time.
And they got a lot of breaks because I would just take them. And so the thing was, for me, like we were talking about, I was not able to articulate to her why this man is not a bad man. He's just not your man. Her first husband. And so because she got the version of me of who I am now at the remnants of the end of my cycle of not being that. Mm-hmm. So I was still learning that. So after I gave her, she had 3 months and I'm like, okay, girl. So do you want to be married again?
I said, hell
and she was
no.
like, no.
You said no?
She said no at first. You know what she thought she was going to do?
Huh.
She told me, Mom, I think I'm just going to be a sugar baby.
I was like, man.
That's a career choice.
I said, no, the hell you not. And so when we finally had the conversation.
First of all, where you get that idea from?
I don't even know. I just knew I didn't want no more hurt feelings. I wanted bills paid and emotional detachment.
And I wasn't having
how can I do that? And I was like, you know what? Maybe I could.
No,
she
ma'am.
was like, no.
I said no. And
we come back to that.
And we had a conversation. And I said, all right, wrap it up. Okay, you done cried and all of the things. And I said,
so it was. I'm sorry. So it was after the apology party. That's what I'm calling it. The apology party
was in that
y'all became close and you listened to her more now, right?
Yeah. And so it was that. And then I gave her time because I've been through a divorce. I know what that's like. But what I wish I would have had then that I didn't have that she had was a me. One of the things I realized is when you've been divorced over 2 years, you end up not wanting to get married for a long period of time because in that 2 years process, you would have gotten out of wife mode or husband mode. This is why studies show that most men that get divorced, they get remarried within 2 years. Women, we don't do that. We heal in isolation, so-called, but it's not, a lot of times it's not really healing. It's more so isolation.
Oh yeah, it's not healing.
And so I understood this during this time. So that's why I was like, all right, so what you want to do? I'm going to be a sugar baby. No, the hell you're not. So do you want to get married again? And her thing was, Mom, but I got kids. She gave me the whole thing. I said, listen, let me tell you something. I said, a woman that carries the feminine aura and understands feminine language will never have to worry about a man coming in to provide, protect, and take her and her kids because of what she's being to him. I said, I got divorced. I had 3 kids. Your mama have never had a problem with attracting men that wanted to snatch me up and be y'all's daddy, be y'all's stepdaddy, ever. I said, so what you're not going to do is sit here and go through that single mama, nobody wants to marry a woman with kids, BS, because that was not my story and it's not going to be yours. So after that, that's when I think you started getting serious about, you start playing. A little bit.
Yeah, I started playing. Okay, so she got me together. She did. Because part of me was still just angry about my situation. I didn't get married to be divorced and then be a single mom with 3 kids. Like that whole thing was why I said that. So I was like, I was angry. Part of me really knew what you were saying, but it was like, I'm so mad that this is my story now. Like I was on a roll. And then I made decisions that it really messed me up. I was so angry. But when we had that conversation, I remember you were like, if you're worried that you'll never be able to get remarried, or if you're worried that you won't be wanted, I'm telling you right now, don't be worried about that.
That's the last thing.
That was, I remember you saying that. And for me, I was like, well, in order for me to not be worried about that, I have to accept my reality. Despite everything I thought I was doing for that to not be what it was, I have to accept the fact that you are a single mom now. Like you're divorced. You have 3 kids. Your youngest is 1 year old. And in order for me to really accept that, I had to think about the alternative. Would you have rather stayed? And I said, no. Yeah. So we're going to get this together because this is the best outcome for what it is that I need for myself. So I did play a little bit because I was in a stage where for some reason I started meeting all these men that wanted a wife. And I would tell them I'm retired.
But you had wife energy on you.
I know, but I was like, go away. Like, I don't even really want to date right now, but I'm doing it because I feel like I'm supposed to.
Yes.
But when I would give them a little bit, they were like, yeah, I'm looking for a wife. I said, I'm retired. You say wife, love, anything serious, I was like, oh, no, go away.
Yes.
Stop. So then a few months later, I was like, all right, what do you really want? Like, let's be real. Get out your feelings. Like, what do you really want?
You,
And
Adriana.
Yes, I was literally talking to myself like this.
Okay. I thought somebody else would, into the conversation.
What do you really want?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, what I really want is another opportunity to do what I thought I was doing the first time. I want my kids to have a 2-parent household. And I know what I don't want because of the marriage that I had, but I also know how I can't show up because of the woman I was in that first marriage too. I will never sit here and act like I was the perfect wife in my first marriage. There are things that I learned, even with being with the wrong person, that I knew that I could not do with the right man. He was not gonna tolerate that.
All right, take me back to that statement. If you did show up and become a better version of yourself, what kind of impact would that have had on him, on your marriage?
It would have had a positive impact, but because we were not meant to be together, like we would still got divorced. It just would have been probably smoother. It would have gone like, you know what, it's just not working out. So let's just try to do this. Let's just try to do that. But it would have resulted in divorce because our idea of marriage did not look the same.
And I think that's where people make a big mistake. They don't realize no matter how much work you do, this other individual don't have it in them to give you that piece that you're looking for.
Yeah.
And so they'll go through counseling year after year after year. They'll go through and talk to everybody. And okay, I got this right, but now it's this. I got this right, now it's this. But they don't realize that they just don't have it in them. Like my last relationship, that was one of the issues. It was like he had everything that I liked. But the main thing, my core need, he could not have, he didn't have it.
He just wasn't that guy.
He just wasn't that guy. And he and I had a conversation.
You didn't have one of them 6s?
No, he wasn't one of the 6. Oh, no, he had all the 6s. Except the 6, he just wasn't 6 feet.
But he didn't have all the 6s then.
But so here's the thing, the 6 feet didn't really matter.
Because you got all the other
You got all the other things.
Okay.
So the problem was, I told him, I said, you know what? Myself and your ex-wife that you were married to for 20 years, based on what you shared, we both were trying to get the same thing from you, just in 2 different ways. And I said, it made me realize it's just not in you to be this way. And that's okay. We're still friends. We're still cool.
That feels like such a bold statement for y'all to make.
Yeah.
It ain't in you. How you know?
Because I could tell you.
Because if a person,
I want to hear it too.
If a person, like say for instance, you value, like one of my values is loyalty. And a person has everything else you want, but loyalty is up there with oxygen for you. But they have a problem being loyal.
Then why'd you marry him?
But here's the thing. You may not have realized that was your thing until you start. Because a lot of times we don't realize what we need until we start realizing what we're not getting.
That's true.
And if you look at the majority of your previous relationships and what you didn't get, you go start searching for those things.
Specifically for that. Yeah.
So for me, a lot of men think it's finances and it's the money thing. Okay, meeting men with money, that's the easy part. The things that I need are...
Oh, I seen the video.
What you talking about? What you talking about?
Oh.
I'm so sick of you. Yeah, that's easy. But the thing for me, what women have to acknowledge is we have our own wounded little girls too.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
And so for me, I know what moves me. It's not even anything he's doing. It's his presence. He walks in a room and all of a sudden my little girl she's calm. She feels safe. So certain things are things that money cannot buy. That I would look for. And one of the things that she did, which I was so proud of, is she did start dating somebody. And he was feeding her all of this stuff.
He was putting it on thick.
He was putting it on thick. And so me being mom, I remember she would come to my house, Mom, so let me tell you what he said. And we having these conversations. And I'm listening, but I ain't seeing nothing yet. But he wanted to meet me. And she was like, Mom, can he come over and meet you?
He wanted to meet you, yes.
And so I'm listening to
her. Oh, you didn't want him to meet her?
No, I didn't mind. But what she's about to tell you just won't make sense for somebody who wants to meet the mother.
Yes. So he wanted to meet her. I mean, he wanted to meet me. And I was like, okay. And this is after the conversations and she started dating again. She meets this guy. And so I said, well, I don't have a problem because everything and I've heard some of the things he said because she was on the phone and he was on FaceTime and I'm listening. Yeah. And so eventually he did come over to meet me. And so.
What was he driving?
I don't remember.
What was he wearing?
Oh, that's what we're
That
going to
was
get
the
to.
problem. Yeah.
So that's what we're going to get to. That's what we're going to get to. So when
I like to paint the picture painted. Go ahead.
when
Go ahead.
I came downstairs to meet him, the moment I saw him, I said, she hasn't made her identity switch yet. Her appetite hasn't changed yet. But I didn't say anything. He was the exact spitting image of her ex-husband all the way down to how he dressed. I didn't say anything now. So at that point,
He was just finer.
yeah, he was more attractive, but they was still everything else from height, aesthetic. I would always say, you like men that don't have eyelids because they,
You look like an alien?
No, but you know how people don't have eyelids. They have like the kind of swanky eyes.
Like Chinese eyes.
Don't say, they're gonna say that's politically incorrect, but it's them kind of eyes.
Well, hell, the Asian eyes.
Yeah, it was Asian eyes. Black men with Asian eyes.
Listen, y'all know your eyes do that thing. Don't do that. I don't. Okay, Aubrey, go ahead, please.
So he had that look, and he was dressed just like her ex-husband.
Mind you, before you continue, I had never seen him dressed like that before. Like,
what was he wearing?
Before, it was much more put together, much more like that was the most lax, I guess, I'd ever seen him. Urban, yeah. But the way he typically would dress was the complete opposite. So I thought it was very telling that when it came to meeting you, it was that.
And I was supposed to see that because you were supposed to see that.
I was supposed to see that too. Yeah.
And so he came.
He had on some Stacey Adams.
No, he had on some
shorts.
what you call them, acid wash shorts. Acid wash shorts with
What year was this?
I'm telling my age.
What year was this that he
this
showed
was
up?
2021 because it was right before I moved to Midtown. So it was 2021.
Oh, he should have.
He had on some acid wash shorts, like a polo shirt, a chain, and some sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
And her ex-husband, that was his attire. And so I just all of a sudden my energy shift. Though my friend, she always said, April, I can tell when you move. I said, what do you mean? She said, you get this what we call policewoman energy. So I'm very.
You were definitely giving that.
I don't give the April that behind how we are. I don't give that. It's like there's a shift that's like. So what do you want? What's your intentions with my daughter?
And you didn't even say that. Like,
yes, I did. Yes,
did you?
That's what pissed you off. Remember, I'm standing. He's sitting on the couch. I'm standing there in front of the fireplace. So I get in my policewoman energy. I said, so. Such and such. So I heard a lot about you. So what's your intentions with my daughter?
Yeah, I remember you saying something along the lines.
That's what I said.
Okay. Yeah.
This joker said, she's my friend. This one, what I tell you,
I was hot.
I was like, and I looked at her and I said, so Adriana, you brought me your friend over to meet me.
Did he say it
like that?
Like that.
Oh, she my friend?
He said, yeah. He's like, you see, he was doing this thing where to me, I feel like he was trying to act like I'm not about to be interviewed. I'm not, I'm not about to be acting as if I'm trying to prove something to somebody.
He wanted to see your mama.
But he asked to meet me.
That's why I said it doesn't make sense that someone who says, I want to meet your mom will come and have the energy of, she my friend.
He was sweating.
And
too.
it was like, if it ends up leading.
You should have let me show up there as your dad. I would have had a ball.
You should have been there.
And I'm looking at it. And so
come here, little Stonewash. Come here. Come here for a minute. Sit down right quick. And pull your pants up.
I looked at her and I said, so you interrupted my day for me to meet your friend because you said, and that's what I
was
said.
Like,
and I said, well, friend, it was nice to meet you.
Mm-hmm.
And I walked upstairs. She let him out. Next thing I know, I hear boom, 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 boom. She's running upstairs.
So turned off.
Her face was red. Mom, can you believe that? What I didn't want, I didn't say it because in my mind, I wanted her to catch it on her own. I wanted her to see he's the exact spitting image of your ex-husband. Your palate hasn't changed yet. After that is when you really went and start writing out and really got precise.
I got very, very intentional. After that encounter, I was like, okay. Because mind you, this is someone that was talking about loving my kids. Like, he loved my kids. Like,
wanted to take them to baseball games.
Do all kinds, haircut, all kinds of stuff. So to see the switch up when it came to a moment that really mattered, let me know that you weren't really talking about nothing.
What did he say, though? What did he say about it when you asked him?
He told me, when I talked to him about it, he just said that, I could tell your mom don't play about you. Mm-hmm. And that was really it. But after that, he was still trying to, hey, checking in on your kids.
Breadcrumbing.
He was trying to do that thing without realizing that like you lost me here.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't get to say these things to me, but when it's time to say it out loud to someone that's important, it doesn't even occur to you. This is the moment to lay it on thick. This is the moment to not care about having an ego, but to just put it out there like, yeah, I'm really into your daughter. But he was also struggling because he was divorced. He was struggling with...
How long?
I don't remember, but I know that it wasn't that long. He was divorced twice. So he was on his second divorce.
Okay.
And he was still hurting behind his ex-wife. So he was having trust issues when it came to women. And he did not like that I was not like pressed on him. Like, hey, what are we doing? Like, I'm making you my one and only, so to speak. He didn't like the fact that I was still talking to other guys. I was dating.
But you know why, though?
I know why now.
Yeah, he was.
I know why.
He was using defensive energy because when you're hurt, you need other people to do all the work.
Mm-hmm.
You need them to do the heavy lifting.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things that I can say men don't like about she and I. We do not.
I'm not doing that. I wasn't going to do that.
We reciprocate, but we don't come after. If you decide to walk away, we let you.
He was waiting for me.
Yeah, we don't.
He was waiting for me to be. That's why I said I feel like his energy was, I'm not about to do it, because he would say like he would try to avoid expressing it even to me in certain ways because he was so afraid. Mm-hmm. So it's like he wanted me to be the one that's like, oh, I love you, and this is like he wanted me to lead in that area basically. But I was like, I just led the last relationship I had. I'm not about to do that. So
that's a thing. So I want to get into that because there are some men. I may have been one of them.
Yeah,
that need
do that. Yeah, and see, depending on when you're dealing with a healed woman.
I wasn't healed though.
I was.
I wasn't healed.
I was, and I can speak from my experience of
I was healing,
dealing with men. When you are a healed woman who knows how a man should show up and pursue you, if you decide that you want me to chase, I'm not. If you don't pick up the phone to call, I don't. You know I'm alive because I see you watching my Instagram stories all the time.
Yeah.
Lord.
That's what he would do.
You know,
really?
So.
When I say it was he was older than me. It's another reason why I was like, oh, this is why I don't want to do with these older guys.
And I'm like, I promise you, they all not like that. But when you are a man that have been dealing with a man that he's either been divorced or been hurt in some sort of way like that.
Divorce, man, it'll mess you up.
It's like they'll like you a lot and they'll want to come toward you, but they don't always know. I won't say they don't know how, they're afraid to, but when you're dealing with a woman that requires you to step up, she will walk away. We will reciprocate. That's like remember when I was dating the one that I liked?
Which one? Oh, yeah.
That one.
What you say? Don't be whispering. Put it out there. Who? He had been
hurt before.
Saquon.
Oh no, ain't no Quans. He had been hurt. And one of the things that he would do is he didn't want it to look like he was as interested as he was.
That's what it was that he was doing.
He didn't want to make it look. So what he would do, funny thing is, if I called, he would answer the phone on the first ring.
Yeah.
And he would remember everything that we talked about, but he didn't want to feel like I'm thirsty or I'm well, I like a man that applies pressure. If you don't apply pressure, I don't think you like me.
So does the why matter? First of all, you know the man liked you. That's one. But,
show me.
Right. But you know.
No,
though.
I don't know until you open your mouth and show me.
You said when you called him, he picked up on the first ring.
You know how many men pick up on the call on the first ring when I call? That doesn't mean, what I'm saying is it doesn't mean that they like you. And you got to understand the woman that you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a woman like myself, you have to open your mouth and say, you know what? I'm not here trying to just be your friend.
Man,
I want to get to know
too.
you.
Hold on. I'm a vibe too. We ain't doing that.
Yeah, you have to say that because
I'm a vibe too. We ain't doing that. How you ever say it?
No, I don't. A vibe. How old are you?
Right now?
No, talk about a vibe.
Are we role playing?
No, you have to say it to me. You can't say we're a vibe. You have to say, you know what, April? I see. This is what I would like. This is what will work for me.
Bring it to me, because somebody listening. Because
this will work for me.
Because you claim you want to be ready, but I'm gonna break that down in a minute. Y'all hold on. Go ahead.
Don't do me like that. So here's the thing. You would have to literally say something like, I see what you do. I appreciate what you do and all that, but I want to get to know the woman. I'm interested in getting to know you on a more of a romantic level. Can I take you out? If it's not clear like that, child,
we homies.
We
Oh, I thought that had already been established.
No. I'm telling you, it's no. That's not established.
Yeah, no.
Once you establish that, but even though when they establish that, it's almost like they constantly need. If he's been a broken man, or if he's been a man that's been divorced, it's like they constantly need that reassurance that I still like you today. The next day, I still like you today. Hey, it's like they constantly need the reassurance.
But that's a thing.
But in my mind, I'm like, but I'm giving you my time. Like the guy that we're talking about, I was on set, I was in hair and makeup, and he called. And I answered the phone. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm in hair and makeup. I'm doing this shoot. He said, well, I'll call you back. I said, well, I got time for you. Huh? He's like, huh? I said, yeah, I got time for you.
Yeah.
What's going on? And then he was like, well, we're going to get together this weekend. Or what? I said, what we doing? He said, well, I'm not sure what you want to do. I said, whatever you say we doing is what we're doing. He's like, huh?
I need you to put some bass in his voice. I don't really like how he talking. I don't know what you got to do.
And I was like, yeah, whatever you want to do. He said, well, we going grocery shopping. I guess I was going grocery shopping. I said, guess we going grocery shopping then. I said, it doesn't matter what.
No, that's good, April. I mean, actually, that's really good. Because how much more do you want?
And that's what I'm saying. And his thing was, he said, so it's that easy, huh? I said, what you mean? He said, I say I want to see you, and you say, okay. I said, hell, do you want me to put you in pencil or pen? Because I can do both. I can erase you up out of there. He was like, no, it's just.
Oh, Lord, okay, she back.
Yeah,
she back.
Because it was too much. I'm constantly having to reassure you when I'm telling you, whatever you say we doing is what we doing this weekend. I just want to hang out with you. And in his mind, because of how he viewed me, she's busy, she on set, she doing this, but she's actually making time, and she actually answers the phone when I call, and she actually wants to see me, and she actually calls me back, and she actually texts me back.
Where he at now?
Child, I don't know.
He got somebody else?
I don't know.
You need to find him. I want to talk to him because I like him. I don't know who he is.
I liked him. She knew I
need to know.
You
didn't like him?
I did. He had good qualities.
Mm-hmm.
The pattern that I noticed of what we liked with guys and what we wanted especially after divorce. I wanted somebody that didn't have any pride or ego to just say, I want you.
I want you. I like you.
I don't want you to play hard. And my husband
So you want a slave, pretty much. I want you and I need you.
Listen, and I want you.
Yes. I like being my husband's possession.
Yeah.
His most prized possession.
Girl, talk that.
My husband takes care of the things that he likes. He does. Ooh. So, and he liked me. So I am totally fine being his possession. I don't care. So you can call it a slave. You can call it a whatever.
Because we got to know.
Whatever you want me to be.
And he made it very clear
from the first 5 days.
Listen, when she left this other little duty bot alone that we just told you about, how you got on the dating site, and how long after that did you meet your husband?
Christian Mingle.
No. It ain't nothing
Let me tell you what
heathens
happened.
over there.
So I'm glad I had that encounter with the other guy before I met my husband, because my husband would not have tolerated the version of me that I was after divorce.
Come on.
He would not have.
That's good.
And even when I got to my husband, there's still things that I needed to work on that I didn't realize because my husband was also divorced. I'm divorced. He has kids. I have kids. But what I liked about my husband is that when we met, he wasted no time in telling me that he wanted me. And it was mainly because we met on a dating site. We met on Match.com.
How long after you got serious and did y'all meet? Go and tell the whole story.
Okay, So after I was like, okay, I need to be more intentional. Let me stop playing. Let me stop telling men I'm retired as a wife. Because I just said, I want to be a wife. I just want to be a wife to a better type of man. I enjoyed it. I just didn't like certain things. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be intentional. Let me stop playing. Let me do a dating site. I did Bumble and I was on Match. And I love, even though I met my husband on Match and not Bumble, I always make my clients get on Bumble to practice talking to men. Because I always tell them, if you're able to be comfortable positioning yourself to be snatched off the market instead of waiting for someone to approach you, you will always have higher chances. So even though I met my husband on Match, I still took the same approach that I would have taken if I met him on Bumble. And when we were talking, he was like, where did you come from? And I was like, I came from your rib. What's up?
Boop.
And he was like, how old are you? And he's 10 years older than me. So I ended up meeting him after 2 weeks of being intentional. And then 10 months later, he proposed to me. And he was already like building us a house. Like he was
Go back. Tell him what he gave you on your first date.
My first date? What did he give me on my first date?
The keys, they're all the keys to the house.
Oh, right. Okay. So
The keys to the what?
House. So okay, let me give some context.
That's why these women don't like you.
That's why they don't like me.
They don't like you because if she getting houses,
And then what was one of your gifts that you got for the car that you driving?
Oh, my Mercedes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me roll back. Remember, I said I was a divorced single mom of three children. My youngest was 1.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do a lot of work, as you can imagine, after divorce. So the reason I said I'm glad I met the other guy before my husband is because the other guy showed me that I was not really ready for a man to come into my life.
Mm.
Because even though he did the thing with my mom and it didn't work out, I appreciated the fact that the conversations we had, he would put a mirror to my face and saying that like, you're not really ready for me.
Who put the mirror to your face?
The guy that she met, that I was dating, that we end up being together.
So what do you mean? He held you accountable?
Yes. He helped me.
And you accepted that accountability?
I accepted the accountability.
From stonewashed jeans or ashy
I
wash?
did.
Yes.
Because that was the only time he was stonewashed jeans. But prior to that, he was a really like down to earth guy who I felt had a lot of respect for me. And he tried to tell me and show me the different areas that I didn't see. I was clearly a good woman in these particular areas, but because of my divorce, because of what I had been conditioned in my first marriage, I did not know how to really receive a man. Not the kind of man that I said I wanted. So he would have moments where he would tell me like, I will never forget when I was at your house. And I still had this thing because of my first marriage where my energy was just kind of like, I'm not going to blow up his phone. I'm not going to chase no man. I'm not like all the things that the women I coach, they're like, how did you get like this? We always like this. I said, no, girl, I was worse than you. I was worse than you. High achieving, ambitious.
I would have to be on her head. I'd be like, Adri.
Yeah, because I'd be like,
She was.
I'm not.
The independent song.
That was me. My favorite.
I'd be like, bring it.
That too.
That one.
That too.
IND. That was her. That was me. That was her thing. She'd be in the car.
I didn't realize it was because I was trying to protect myself. I had never been in a place or space where I didn't have to do that. Yeah. So when I met this guy, I had a tire blowout. I was talking to him prior to my tire blowing out, leaving from her house, and I had my son in the car with me. And he was a toddler. We were talking on the phone. He was like, okay, he was at work. He was still working, so he had to call me back. I was driving while I was talking to him, and I noticed a sound, but when he said he had to call me back, I was like, okay, I'll just call him. I'll talk to him later. I kept driving, and then my tire completely blew out. I had to move my car to one side of the road.
And it was a 2-lane highway.
It was a 2-lane and it was dark. So I called AAA. And I had the situation fixed and whatnot. I posted the situation on Facebook and he was like, are you good? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. So then the next day that he like tried to talk to me, I had an attitude with him. And he was like, why are you acting like this towards me? And he was like, when you're ready to talk to me and not at me, you can call me back.
Who is this?
The guy. Same guy.
Acid wash.
Same guy. So I ended up talking to him later and he was like, I have a problem with the fact that your first instinct was to call AAA and not call me. Because that's what he does. He fixes his own car. He does a lot of stuff.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that at the time. He was like, you decided to not call me and to figure it out by yourself.
Yes.
When I would have come and pulled up and made sure you and your son was straight.
Do you know why?
Yes, I do now.
Because it's low-hanging fruit. Do you know how hard it is for us to please y'all sometimes?
I know. And that was his point. He was like, you're upset with me as if I understand the breakdown of what happened when all you could have did was call back. And I was like, but I wasn't about to blow up your phone. He was like, that's when you were supposed to blow up my phone.
Hold on. I don't need you to go. I don't need you to move past this because there are some women that's carrying bags in houses, that's doing all of the extra stuff. I'm calling it help.
Yes.
When for us,
y'all love
it's
it.
Low-hanging fruit.
Y'all, it's nothing for y'all.
Easy.
But I was not accustomed to the man before him treating me like that. So I felt like it wasn't even an option to consider you being that for me because I'm so used to having to do that for myself. He was like, you don't even realize you're not ready. You're not even as ready as you think you are because you don't know when to use me. He said that. He said, you don't know when to use me. If I was like that. A little faster there too. All right. If I was like that with my husband would have been like, no, my current husband.
Oh, the current
Nandi, if I would have did that to my husband, he would have stopped talking to me because he's a very traditional man. He was 10 years older than me and he would have been like, you still being a little girl. I don't have, like, you don't know to call? This is a phone call. Like, why are you trying to be so prideful? Mm-hmm. He would have been like, you're beautiful. You're a great woman.
That's good.
And he would have been like, it's too much. You got too much of that. Because you don't know how to let me. Yeah.
What up, Nandi?
Hey, babe.
I didn't say that.
He wouldn't have tolerated that. And I told him about that. He said, honestly, I'm glad you had that encounter with that other guy because that would have been frustrating for me because I wouldn't have understood why you couldn't just
And we were out there a long time.
Yeah, I was. But I was like, what's the problem? I fixed the problem. And the dude, the other dude was like, it's the fact that that's the problem. You keep saying you called AAA and you fixed the problem. It's not that you weren't capable. It's that you didn't even think of me when it came to you to fixing your problems.
Man, when you got a man who will move heaven and earth for you, at least attempt to or want to.
And you don't give him the opportunity?
And you don't give him the opportunity. That is a huge insult. And I don't think that a lot of women understand that.
They don't. It's why I coach the way that I do, especially for women who've gone through a divorce. It is so difficult, especially if you've gone through a divorce and it was not with a type of man that, you know, he's the one that got away. It's one that you wanted to get away.
Yeah.
If you've experienced that with someone like them, it's so hard to position yourself to receive somebody that wants to come in and make your life easier. When I met my husband and he, like everything, he just wanted to be of service to me. There was no pride with him. He told me it was like the first 7 days, you're going to be my wife. Save this text message. I'm going to let you vet me. And some women will be like, oh, that's too forward. And I was like,
love bombing.
That's what they say.
He's narcissistic.
I don't believe in love bombing because love bombing only happens when you believe the things that someone else says to you. Like, I can't be love bombed if I'm watching your actions and they don't match what you're telling me that you're going to give me or do for me.
That part,
that just doesn't make sense.
But to add on to that, you cannot be love bombed or deal with a narcissist without you knowing it if you don't give up so much so soon.
And exactly.
And give up so much so soon.
So much access.
So much. Women, what they do is, say, for instance, you're dating somebody and he's showing up. He's doing all of the things. Women don't guard their emotions and gradually give them out.
No, they don't.
It's because a lot of women are not used to being treated well. Mm-hmm. So here comes somebody that in your life, you haven't had one of these before. What people don't understand is narcissists, they actually know how to pick their prey. When you are an actual woman who is more healed, you might not be 100% healed, but you are healed and you're doing your work, a narcissist cannot get in because there are certain things, they cannot be consistent with you. And you value yourself so much and your boundaries, it's like, okay.
They'll get tired.
He can't,
yeah, they'll be like, I don't have
and
room.
You would not have given so much of yourself. Like, I can like a man, but he doesn't get all of how I could like him, meaning my emotions. You got to earn that. And a lot of women don't make men earn that part. Mm-hmm. So I could go out with you. We could be hanging out. We could have such a beautiful time. But guess what? I'm vetting you. I'm watching you. I'm looking at your actions, your patterns, your words, your consistency, seeing if all of those line up.
Exactly. How long you vetting?
I'm always vetting.
How long?
Always.
Because I went viral when a man said he was vetting 2-3 years.
That was Ryan goofy behind. Wasn't that Ryan? You know I love you, Ryan. That was good. Hardly initiated. Right before you did that interview, I did an interview and we talked about that. I'm like, Ryan, stop playing.
Now that's different.
That was
2 to 3 years is wild.
But for me, vetting means...
You still didn't tell me how long.
However long I need to. But here's the thing.
we would get crucified if we said
but
that.
I'm gonna tell you something. Let me
Playing in our face.
No man can play in your face without your permission. Nobody can play out in your face.
Don't be trying to Mr. Miyagi me. Don't do that.
This is what I'm saying. I have an internal timeline that I will even give a man to even be engaged. Yeah. You know, he may not know it, but I won't give a man but X amount of time to show me who he is before I move on. Like, I'm not one of those women that you can just be hanging around with. Like, no. I don't even do relationship titles other than fiance and wife.
If he's, I want to be your girlfriend, but your boyfriend, you don't want to. You can't be nobody's girlfriend.
Katie, I'm 50.
You're too good to be a girlfriend.
Katie, I'm 50.
You too good to be my girl.
I am. So you date until we decide we want to be married. So there's no need for a title for me.
So if he shows up and said, "A friend," now you're in your feelings.
No.
Who is this?
No.
A friend?
No. Let me explain.
Let's talk about that.
Come on. All right.
Let's talk about that.
I'm gonna give you the date that I went on. So see, every woman can't do this. They can't move how we do, but.
Humble yourself.
They can't, because what I'm getting ready to say, most women would not be able to do it without having an attitude behind it. So there was this guy that I was dating, and we were not in a committed relationship, but we were dating, we were hanging out, all the good things. I didn't mind that. He wanted to be in a relationship, but I hadn't vetted long enough to see if we were going in the same place. And I told him, I said, I don't do relationship titles. He's like, what do you mean? I said, unless it's fiance and wife. So we had a wonderful date one night. The next night I went out and I saw him out on a date with somebody else. And I was like, hey, how you doing? It wasn't a big deal. And he looking like,
April.
Oh, we not. Do we not?
All right now.
We don't. Because you got to understand, I can't be mad at you for going out with someone else and I won't commit to you.
How long had y'all been together?
I think we dated at this point, it was like the 2-month mark. We've been dating 2-3 months. I'm just like, we're just like this.
Had y'all been hunching?
Yeah, we hunched. But.
And
you saw him out with somebody else and you was like, hey girl, hey.
Because she's the one that said, I need more time. How could she be upset with him?
Yeah.
It's on her.
I've seen the lightning flashing. I've seen some things in these streets. I'm trying to tell you, I don't know what y'all going through.
I'll take that back, because now that I'm remembering, I wasn't trying to be in a relationship. That's the thing. I just became an empty nester.
Okay.
That's what it was. It was during that time, I just became an empty nester and I wasn't trying to be locked in like that. So I wasn't tripping that I saw him out with somebody else, but I was messy a little bit.
What did you do? What was you wearing, first of all? Because I know you.
You know I was cute.
What you do?
The shoulders was out and they was all glistening.
You hit them with the noop?
Yeah, the glow. They was out and the girls were sitting up right. The cleavage was cleavaging.
All right.
But I did do something messy.
What you do?
And it was just out of kicks and giggles. So he's looking all crazy in the face because we were just on the dance floor the night before having a good time. And so I said, you know what? It's so good to see you. And I said, she's beautiful. I said, girl, you wearing that outfit. And that was it. But you had the good angel. And then you have the other person. And the other person won that night.
Oh.
And the other person just told me to pick up my phone and send a text message.
To him?
Oh, you know what? No, we hadn't. I take that back. We wasn't hunching. No, we were not.
Okay.
Now it's because this was like almost what? That was 2017.
So many of them.
We were not.
You can't really keep up with.
We were not.
We were not. To that later. Okay.
We were not. We were not hunching at all.
Okay.
And so now that I'm really remembering, we were not. But we were going out having a good time. We would go to movies, we'd go drive it. He was good company during that time.
But you said you was empty nester, using a different space.
Yes.
If you were hunching, that is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel no type of way about that because you in a new space in your life. So I get it.
But he wasn't one. He wasn't the one that I was going to do that with. We were cool, and I enjoyed his energy. You know, we had fun. We could talk about some of everything. He was sexy. He had a body like a god.
Keep the story moving. All right, wow. Well, we right at the park.
But I wasn't doing that with him. Right. So what I did. Are the church people gonna watch this?
Everybody gonna watch it to talk. All right.
So what I did was...
Do we need to hit the bar before we had this conversation, or were we good?
No, we good. I can tell. I've told the story before, but I know you got to,
I'm going to ask 1,000 questions. It's all right.
Okay, so what I did was, after I did the pleasantries, good to see you, blah, blah, blah. He looking like a deer in headlight. I wasn't going to do anything because you're not my man. There's nothing I can do.
Did you look better than her?
I always look better than them. What you expect me to say? No?
I don't know. I thought you were going to be, take the humility route. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Why would we do that?
No.
I don't know. I don't know why I be saying stuff. I don't know why I'm just
talking.
I'm just talking, yep.
So what I did was, after I left, I went to where I was sitting, and then I was having dinner. Some girlfriends was there, live music. It was that BQE. That's what it was, BQE. Remember that spot? So I was listening to live band. They closed it down. It's over there off of Auburn, right up under close to the freeway right there.
I'm thinking Alpharetta, the one there.
So we were there, listening to music, whatnot. They were still there. So after me and my girlfriend, we were leaving to go to another place, I texted him before I left.
What did you say?
Tell him, mama. Tell him what you said.
Tell him, mommy. Tell him this has got to be good. Go ahead.
I said, go home and screw her like it's me. But I didn't use that word.
And what did he say?
I left.
What did he say? What did he hit you back with?
He called me like 30 minutes later. He took her home. but I pushed the buttons in the voicemail. I was having that was a stage of my life where I was really having fun.
And you wonder why I wanted to be a sugar baby.
This is during the time.
You're gonna fix it, Jesus.
I'm just telling you, this was during a time in my life because I had her 5 days before I turned 19. So I never had the chance to play. I wanted the whole college experience. I never had a chance to do those things. So now my youngest son graduated high school in 2017, and so now I'm like 43 and I'm an empty nester. All I ever known was being a mom. So although I dated, they never saw me date anybody.
No, I didn't.
After I got my I would leave. My mom would keep the kids, I would leave while they was in the bed, and I would be out because I'm from California, so I would be out at the club in Oakland, San Francisco, having a good time. And by the time they woke up, I was home. So they never, literally, ever saw me go outside.
Why was that?
That was one of the mistakes that I made, and I'll say that.
Okay.
I was going to say, I wish we actually had seen.
Yes, that was the mistake it goes back to what I said earlier, that men will go and remarry typically within 2 years of their either a spouse dying or divorce. One of the biggest mistakes I would say that I made was not getting remarried sooner. Or not even that, not allowing them to see after my divorce me get remarried. Mm-hmm. And the reason for that is I took on what a lot of women do. I'm all about me. It's me and my three, and that was it. What I wish they would have saw was what I call us leaving a love legacy blueprint for them. Mm-hmm. So we leave a legacy of everything else, but if we don't get it right, our children and grandchildren will not see what a love legacy blueprint should look like. We can leave them inheritances. We can leave them land. We can leave them recipes. But have we left them or been a blueprint for them to be in healthy relationships? So I got that from when my mother and father got divorced after 20 years. She never remarried, and they got divorced in 2000.
Yeah. Did she date?
She did once.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
so I didn't see that.
Mr. Leroy.
I don't know who he was, but I think that was like in 2008, somewhere back then. So she never remarried. Yeah, she never remarried. Mm-hmm. So I would say the biggest mistake I made in this area was not allowing them to see a man take good care of me, to be a blueprint for them. And
that's exactly why I chose the way I chose, because I needed my kids to see that, especially my daughters.
And so going back to the story earlier, when I'm telling her, no, the first one, he ain't the one, she couldn't really receive it because she didn't see it. And it wasn't that I didn't have anybody trying to lock me in. There was one guy in particular, he just passed away on my 40th birthday. He sent me a message saying, the woman that you were at 25 is who I saw you at 40. He said, you needed somebody to come in and take care of you and those kids. He had the #1 jazz station. You on the radio for a while. You probably, if I tell you who it was, you probably know who he was. He had the #1 jazz station.
Stevie Wonder.
No,
I don't know. I mean,
I'll tell you who he is.
KJLH is a vibe. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll tell you who was after, but he had the #1 station. He said, April, I have this big, beautiful home. He lived in the same neighborhood of the Dallas Cowboys. He was really trying to.
Why did you just wasn't interested?
Let me tell you, this is what you do when you don't know no better. I was only 25 at the time. So he met me at 24. Wow. I already had them. So by the time I was 23, I had 3 of them. So in my mind, it was like, okay, what is he doing? Like what she said, when you're not used to somebody wanting to come in and just swoop you up. That's why I was able to tell her it didn't matter if you had kids.
Said you wish you didn't have a you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You wanted to be the you too. I got it.
So when she was concerned about not meeting a man because she had kids, I'm like, your mama had 3 of y'all. And I promise you, if I would have chose any of them back then with my 3 kids, I probably would have been married 20 years by now.
Yeah.
But I didn't choose because once again, when my mother got divorced, she didn't choose somebody else. So we repeating cycles. So by the time I caught on to what was going on, like I said, it was the last remnants of my healing process is when we started with her first husband, and me not being able to articulate no. Yeah. So this was our process. And so I would say the thing that I wish I would have done better was allow them to actually see me date. But they didn't even know when I was going to the club or nothing.
We was raised under a whole rock.
They had no clue.
And that, like you said, that was part of why I'm like, girl, you don't know. You don't know what it's like. You don't know why I love him. You don't know why I'm picking this man. Mm-hmm. But she didn't show us those pieces. And as a kid, you look at your parents and they're like not real. They're not human.
Yep. Yeah.
Until you get older, and then you do have these conversations and you're like, oh, you felt that way too when you had 3 kids? Like, how is it that I got 3 kids and you didn't have 3 kids? You were a teen mom. I'm a teen. Like, these things start making sense. And then by the time I was like, okay, I do need to wrap this up because I'm not healing or hurt over like the man. I'm hurt for my kids with the divorce. Yeah. I didn't want my kids to not have what I didn't have too. Mm-hmm. I thought me and my ex had a plan, and I'm very loyal. So if you tell me to plan, I'm rolling with it and I'm staying with it. But I realized that I was drowning as a person, and my oldest daughter was not my ex's child. So I had 2 kids with my ex and I was a teen mom. So my oldest daughter was watching, and she's part of the reason why I was like, I got to go. Because if I don't, she's going to think that this marriage that I'm in right now is what she needs to pick.
That's what it's
and then it's going to continue this cycle of us just not knowing what the hell we're doing when it comes to men, but we know what we're doing when it comes to everything else.
Yes, and that's why she was able to. So I broke the poverty pattern in my family. So she took that on because I was actually being able to show her, this is how you make money. This is how you make a lot of money. This is what you do with it. And so she followed right behind that. But because I didn't let her see me remarry and loved on, she had a hard time receiving that from me. Even though I was dating, I just didn't, during that time, especially when I became an empty nester, I wanted to be free. I needed that time.
Do you still want to be free?
No, I want to be free now.
No, she needs a husband now.
I'm ready.
It's time.
But you know what?
Okay.
Stepdaddy season.
All right. Yep.
My granddaughter told me.
Yep.
She wants
Give me a minute.
home.
Give me a minute. I want to hear about the grandbaby, but let me cook. Let me cook. You ready to be married?
I am now, but back then I wasn't, and actually it was a good thing that I wasn't. Even in my 40s when I became empty nester, because there were certain things that I needed to do on my own. One of those things was my grandmother told us that she sold the house and all the properties that my grandfather left for us. And she said she apologized for it. Well,
what in the world?
Yes.
Well, that's heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking for me. And my grandmother, they had 30 some odd grandkids, and she would always say, April, you're just like me. So somehow I took on we gotta have something, because Big Mama's house was where we would go for all of the holidays. We no longer had that. And to see my grandmother in a freaking apartment, in Oakland, it just broke me. I took it upon myself, and my mission became, I want to buy a house that nobody can take. So when I turned 47, I bought a house cash. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like that was the redemption.
Now we're gonna come back to my question too, though, because I love this story. I want to get back to my question.
I'm getting to you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get. So it was that part. So I had to do that, and I didn't. In my mind, I don't think I could have done that married. Taking money from our, household and saying, this is for my kids and my grandkids. That was just my thinking at the time. This is something I needed to do as a single woman to redeem what my grandmother, the mistake that she made. So now, even right now, my house in Ohio, I had a family member that had a situation. Well, there's no mortgage on the house. So go ahead, get your life together. You got a key, do what you need to do. My son, he came back home. Mom, can I just, stay in the basement? Okay, get your life together.
How old is your son?
One of them is 29, one is 27.
And you was dating with your 27, 29. Which one was at the house?
Oh, she wasn't dating then.
No. This was when they were younger. This was when they were right out of high school.
Okay, I got you.
That's when I became the empty nester. But so for me, my only goal in life, because we moved around a lot, I wasn't able to make real friendships because we were always moving, getting evicted, and all of the things growing up. Then I became a mom, and I'm trying to make it all work. And I always said to myself, my goal in life, what people saw me doing, was so that I could buy a house that nobody could take. Once I hit 47, it was like I accomplished the goal. And nobody talks about what does your life look like once you accomplish the goal. So that was that. So I did that, but then I'm going through perimenopause. Didn't know it. So when I came to do your show that was 2022, because my book had just came out. And the only thing I did that year was like your show and a TEDx talk. But everybody was calling, but I couldn't do it because I was up and down. I probably would have been divorced again if I would not have gotten my hormones under control.
I mean, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. It could be. But there are people now that's watching this. They're like, yo, I'm in that now.
Yes.
Is what you're saying? Am I about to lose it?
No, I'm glad I'm able to talk about it from this standpoint.
Yeah.
At this point, I always tell women now that I've gone through the bulk of it, and I've got the HRT, all of the things. So
HRT.
Hormone replacement therapy. So you got the testosterone, the progesterone, and the estrogen. So I'm on those things. The patch, the cream on you put the testosterone cream on my thigh because I can't take the pellets.
Your thigh.
That's a whole nother story, honey, with the pellets. And I take a progesterone pill at night. That helps to balance out your hormones. So if you notice, most women that are filing for divorce, they're doing it around this time because when I tell you, we wouldn't wish this on our worst enemy because nobody talked to us about this. Yeah. If you look at our grandmothers didn't know about this, and it's only been about 10 years that we really started talking about hormones. Back in the day, doctors used to give women like Valium or anxiety medicine or depression medication because we go through this depression. It was to the point I couldn't even get out of the bed. And she'd be like, Mom, what you doing? I'm like, I just got up, took a shower, washed my face, brushed my teeth, and I'm going back to bed. I literally had to push myself to get up and do that. I could be in the house for 7 to 8 days without ever leaving.
So if you're going through perimenopause or menopause, do you suggest dating or you don't suggest dating? Because not everybody go through that. Some people that thing ratchet up.
If you don't go through that, then that's different. But if you're going through that and you feel like you want to get a divorce, and I would say balance out your hormones first. If you feel like you want to give up on love and you in midlife, balance out your hormones first and then make a decision. Because what you might find is, because one day it could be like, I just want to be in your skin. I don't want you to go nowhere. I don't just want you to be here for the next 2 days. Yeah. Then it becomes, I'm cool. I used to tell her when I was going through it real tough before we knew what was going on. She was like, Mom, we're ready for you to get married again. I said, some days I want to, some days I don't.
Yeah.
And I would say, I don't know if I could be in the house with nobody for 7 days straight.
Pick a side, please.
And I couldn't pick a side. I couldn't pick a side because it was topsy-turvy every day until I found a functional medicine doctor and we did all of these tests. She's here in Atlanta, Buckhead Functional Medicine. And we did the saliva test where I had to get up every 2 hours for 24 hours.
For your cortisol test?
For the cortisol. I did that. So she did the panel for everything.
Ooh, for every 2 hours? I had to do mine like that.
I had to do that. And then all of the other tests that she did. And when the test results came back, she just gave me a hug. She said, poor baby. She said, you only have enough energy to get dressed just a little bit. And I said, that's what I do. I get up and get dressed and go to bed. And at this time, I was the height at my career because this was right after the Boss Up conference, everything I had done, the book, the TED Talk, and I'm just constantly going downhill.
I did not know that.
So when I came to see you and I was going through all that then, and when I watched that interview back, I could hear it, I could see it. I was real tough. I was like, I don't give a damn. This is what it is. This is these ladies be doing this, and this I was
wasn't
doing
like
yes,
that, man. First of all, them ladies loved you,
and I loved them back. But I could have been better, but I didn't know why your patience is like this. I don't want to do this. I retired my dating academy when I had almost 500 people paying. I didn't want to talk about it no. But she's like, wow, you left all that money on. I don't give a damn. I don't want to do it no more. Like it was a lot. And we didn't know what was going on until I started doing my research. And during that time, I had potential suitors. Like one in particular, he married now. He be on my Instagram. He be like,
he married and on your Instagram still. What is his name?
She had some good.
I had some good ones during that time.
Some good contenders, and I would be the voice of reason sometimes. Like the roles have flipped, child. I'm telling you.
She says I need managing.
She needs managing. She does.
April. Okay. All right. All wonderful. First of all, I didn't believe that you was trying to be married. I mean, I heard you saying it before.
You've always said that.
Yeah, no, because I knew you had too much. You had them lined up. Everybody reaching out for you. Everybody want to take you out. Everybody want to go get something to eat. We was talking about our when we did our interview. I remember that night. Yeah, I don't know how much energy you had, but you was like, I'm about to go out and get something to eat. I've got someone coming over. What time is it airing?
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounded like Eartha Kitt.
Oh, because when I was saying hello, when I was talking with my
I don't know what you was doing. All I know is, so I'm saying I didn't think you, I just thought that you enjoyed the variety. You enjoyed being out until you told me just recently.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought you was outside being fast, hunching everything.
Did you?
Oh, except for him. Except for the, I don't know. Except for him.
No, I wasn't. And I shared with you last week.
And I believe you. I'm just saying that I'm telling you where I was at the time.
Yeah, because you would always say, I don't know if you want to get married. You didn't. I don't know if you like the variety. I said, but what people don't understand is I became attractive in the 10th grade. And I'm saying this for a reason. From the 10th grade up until even I'm 50 now, I've never lacked men wanting to lock me down. So when men think that she's just enjoying the variety, I've always had access to men wanting to marry me. That's never been my issue. So when I hear certain things that women say, I didn't have that problem. So you might have thought that it's almost like when men think that if a woman looks good, she's going to be extra. She's been beautiful all her life. So what you might think that how she might respond or show up in the world, she may not, because
it's normal.
It's normal.
Mm-hmm.
So in my world, from the 10th grade on up, it was normal having men wanting to put a ring on my finger. So it was never she just out here being a variety. And what did I tell you? I said, it makes me feel wonderful that I can be around our peers and walk in a room and can't nobody in there say they've been with me.
That's what you said.
Nobody. They cannot say that. Being around all of the NFL, NBA, politicians, all of these people that I'm around that men see me around, can't none of them say they've been with me.
And that's remarkable.
So
what you said was,
what?
You said you hadn't been intimate for I think you said a year.
It was a year.
A year in July or June?
July of last year.
Last year.
But prior to that, it was 2022.
You came out of retirement for 2 years for a one-night stand?
Happy birthday.
Jeez. It must have been amazing. I mean, it must have, okay.
But my thing was, I value being able to say that I have not been with a lot of people.
And trust me when I tell you, men want that.
So I may be a flirt. I can flirt with you. I can kiki with you. I can go out with you. But when it comes to that, can't too many people say they've been here. So I value that. But people think because, she's sensual, she's sexy, she be posting the pictures, she talk that talk. No, unless I choose you and say, you know what? We're going to have fun tonight. But I don't do that.
You don't do that?
I don't do that simply because I'm the type that
Oh, you do it. You just don't do it that much.
don't do that.
I'm just saying. You do it.
But the fact that you even thought that I was outside like that.
Yeah, I did. First of all, I didn't think you was loose. I don't get that. I did say hunch and everything, but I didn't mean that. What I meant was, I just know you like the attention. Yeah, maybe it might be some
It's not
heavy
even about
petting or
liking
whatever.
the attention. That's what I'm trying to get to
Pillow
you.
princess or whatever you was on.
No, what I'm saying-
but
what
I
I'm-
knew you would do
no.
something. You were not doing nothing.
But what I'm trying to tell you is when you say I like the attention, when a woman has always gotten attention, it doesn't resonate the same way that it does.
Let me be
for you.
clear. I have a deep voice. I've been in radio for a long time.
Why you have to make it deep like that?
I want you to know.
All right.
I want you to know. So, but the right one says, "My God, your voice. You're gonna get my attention."
Okay.
So it doesn't matter who's saying it. It's the right one. So you saying the right one was like, "Hey, let me put something on your finger right there."
But what I'm getting at is, for me, would you say that your mom is pretty disciplined in
You're
those
too
areas?
disciplined, in my opinion. I think she should have been outside a couple times.
Oh Lord!
In my opinion.
She set me up on a date before.
But she doesn't. She wasn't.
Take me through there.
I'm like, come on, can you just?
Well, the thing was, but you also have to remember what I do. I cannot.
I know, I get it.
And especially
but you
being
can go
here
to
in
Dubai
Atlanta.
and do it. You can go to Israel.
You know what she told me?
What'd she say?
She told me, she said, "Ma, you need to go somewhere and you need to have somebody bend you over the balcony."
Like the whole night.
I mean,
Like at some point.
your daughter's very, very fast. Okay,
I'm married.
I know you're married. You're married very fast. You're married getting fast too. So wait. Okay, hold on. Wait, slow down. Wait a minute now. Bend over balcony ministries.
Look at his mouth.
Bend over balcony ministries. So, what does he look like? What is his essence? Who is this guy that could take April Mason off the market?
You mean his physical appearance, or just what his
Define him. Tell me about him.
Yeah, that's
he's
overall.
first of all, he's a very kind man.
All right.
Kindness is so big for me.
Yeah.
We have similar lifestyles. I don't choose a man based on his income. I choose him based on the lifestyle. His lifestyle has to match mine.
Okay, tell me about lifestyle. You got to be specific because he's probably watching.
So I'm a woman that can just
look at him right there. Why are you looking at me? Look at him.
Oh.
I mean, I might be kind of like him, but I ain't. No, you're not going to have. I'm not going to die. Yeah, so look over there. Look right over there.
So for me, I like a very kind, generous man. And when I say generous, I'm talking about his time, his effort, his consistency. Like it's not just about necessarily a money thing. I like somebody that can match my what do we call it? My witty banter.
Oh yeah.
I love that. I that's one of my things. Like if I send you a picture, like this is what I mean.
What kind of picture?
So I sent the guy that I liked. I sent him a picture.
I tell you, this is a lot.
I like a witty banter, kind of a spicy man that can match my spice. Because
spicy.
I'm a flirt. We are flirts, and when we are with the man that we're with, we are going to flirt the hell out of you.
Yeah. Yes, fun, just because
we can. We're going to send you the spicy text in the morning while you out at work or playing golf or whatever. That's what we do. So this particular guy, the one I was talking about earlier that I liked, that I had to let go, I sent him a picture. I was sitting on the floor and my carpet was cream. And on the floor, I had on this cute little, remember the picture, the cute, I had on
thigh-high stockings?
I had on, it wasn't the thigh-high, that wasn't the thigh-high, that was something else.
Oh,
it was this cute little piece of lingerie, little lace, but it came right to the top of my thigh. I had a glass of wine and I had a plate with some strawberries on it. And I sent him a text and I said, "So what's for dinner?" Because he was at work. And you know what this joker said?
I hope to the Lord he answered that right.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
Oh, you gonna get that wine on that front?
That's exactly what he said.
You are lying. Are you serious?
I screenshotted to her and I said, "See, this is what I'm talking about."
Yeah.
He unknowingly would put the fire out. I'm a fire girl. I'm a flirty. I'm a PDA.
So many things.
112 say we can do it anywhere. I'm that girl. So I'm with you, and I'm trying to gauge you. But he said his response was, "You better not get that wine on that carpet. It's gonna be hard to get out."
And you said
nothing.
Fire
I'm sleepy.
Nothing.
Night, Leroy.
And I'm like, but that's why I say my guy has to be very adventurous like that. Like
tell him. He looking at you.
He got to be adventurous like that.
All right.
Like it's very
Not
fun.
He, say you.
Oh, okay, coach. You have to be adventurous like that.
Fix her.
You have to be adventurous. And can't be heavy. Just, you know how you meet people that's just everything is a thing?
Heavy, like
everything
weight?
is a problem.
No, not weight, but
just
like their energy is heavy.
And like they just sit around and just talk about everything and everybody. And it's like,
always
it's
wrong.
always something. Look at them kids over there. See how they doing? Yeah, they ain't got no business wearing. Like, shut up. Let the kids be, you know? And at this age that we're in, you meet a lot of people that are just like that.
So you want him light.
Very, very light.
You want him
fiery, spicy.
Not to give a damn about wine on the carpet.
Please.
Yeah, please don't.
Okay. All right. What else?
Kindness, generous with his time, his effort, and all of the other things that come with that.
All right.
I like a man that is intelligent, like to teach me something, because I'm a dig it in your brain. Like well, honey, what do you think about such and such and such? And I want him to be able to have that banner back and forth. Yeah. And one of the things I had to let two of them go. Remember, because why? They agree with everything I said.
Yeah.
Come on, April.
No, it was bad. It was bad. No, it was bad. I'm not always right, Katie.
He was like, bark like a dog.
No.
It was like Coming to America.
Hop on one.
Everything that I said, whether I read, because in my line of work, I'm a thinker.
Yeah.
I am the lead in what it is that I do. I'm at the top of the food chain of what I do. I am not always right. And my man has to be able to say, babe, that's a cool idea, but let me give it to you this way. These two men, they would always find the silver lining in what I was saying when I'm actually asking you, because I respect who you are. I'm asking you for feedback. Honey, this is what I have in mind. What are your thoughts? And you find a way to make me right. That's like damn Chat GPT. Chat GPT make your idea right. They agree with you about every damn thing.
You got to tell Chat
all the
not
time.
to agree. Yeah.
And so it was, because I'm an intellectual woman and I'm very smart, I like my man to be able to challenge me, not necessarily just dismiss what I'm saying, but I like him to say, you know, I hear that, but are you willing to do what it takes to get that done? Because you're only looking at the end result. And then he walks me through, because you got to do this. You know, you like to go to the spa too much for you to do this. You do this. You like to be free too much to do that. And it's like,
and you're not gonna call him heavy. That's just too heavy. That's not
heavy. That's a man that knows who I am.
Yeah.
And can sit back, and he's studied me to know that girl, she gonna have a million ideas in one day. And all he does is, okay, but realistically, you like to be free too much to do that. It's a good idea. Or maybe it's a bad, babe, that you ain't doing it. Go sit down. We not doing that.
Go sit down.
And I might say, is it a hard no or is it a soft no? And is there anything that I can do to make it a yes? I will ask.
Oh.
But because I chose him.
There's always the thing you can do to make it a yes.
Absolutely.
Always.
But because I chose him, I trust his judgment.
I don't think I want to talk about him no more. I want to be clear about this. If anybody, Lord have mercy, talk to that woman that is listening to us right now or looking at us right now. Teach them how to say that.
Say what? What did I say?
Is there anything I can do?
Is there anything I can do
to say yes?
But you got to, ladies, you got to do it. You got to do it. Like you got
naked.
No, not naked.
You don't even have to be naked.
You don't have to be naked.
Sure don't.
But like if he's a little taller than you and you looking up at him, and you say, "But is there anything I can do to make you say yes, to get a yes?" Huh? Like, honey, I'm just asking. You know, I know you said no, but is it a hard no, or is it a soft no? Is there anything that I could do to get a yes?
That's amazing right there.
That's how I get out of trouble
all
every
the time.
Well, how you do it? Tell me. Show me.
So let me give you an idea of the kind of husband I have.
Take your time here. I got all day.
My husband is very analytical.
Yeah.
My husband is. How can I describe him? So
he's an A personality type. He's a software engineer.
And he's an A personality. Okay.
So he's a thinker. Everything is logical.
Everything, there's a point to a something to a something. Mm-hmm. So what I'll do, especially...
And he's married to a creative, so...
Yeah, I flow. And he'd be like, girl...
He's definitely masculine energy. You're definitely feminine energy.
That is the only way this was going to work.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he knows how and when to be very soft with me. So I learned how to be what he needs in the moment for me to get what I want. He does not tell me no. He does not tell me no.
I know.
But the reason why he doesn't tell me no is because I will come to him if I'm giving him if I'm in trouble and I'm trying to get out, then I'll come to him and be like, just babe, what can I do? What can trouble? Like maybe
she's stubborn.
Yeah, like maybe he's like, you need to do this, or maybe I keep forgetting to put things where they're supposed to go, and
she's
he keep
a
trying to
wanderer.
find it, and he's like, well, you ain't paying attention to nothing. I'm tired. Like, what are you doing? So I'll just come to him, and now he'll be like, don't you come in here starting that. And I'll be like, what? It's don't touch my neck. Don't touch my neck.
Don't touch my neck.
Because he has a chair like this in his office. He's a gamer. So sometimes I go under the desk and I go in between to look at him.
Yeah, I bet you were looking
like
at him. I bet he is being looked at
in his face
and looked after.
And I'll just ask him, I'm sorry. What can I do to change your mind?
Yeah.
What can I do? And he'd be like, I love you too much. I'm like, okay, let me show you. Let me give you a reason to keep loving me that much.
Give a reason.
Let me give you a reason. And he'd just be like,
then what you do?
You don't want to, this is.
Oh, I want to know. I knew myself personally. I want to know.
I make him happy.
Yeah.
And then I go on about my day.
But what does that cost you though?
Nothing.
You sure?
It doesn't cost me anything.
And she'll call me
he does
telling me about it.
He does so much for me and my kids. It costs me nothing.
So you do it for him because he deserves it?
He deserves it. And I find enjoyment off of getting his guard to come down. In the beginning, I did not used to do that. I used to, the same way that he's analytical, I'm a stand on principle type of person. So I would always be like, this don't make sense. Why this? Ooh. Why this? Why this? And that wasn't working. That was not working.
He used to call me and tell
not working. So then I realized, okay, like I asked myself that same question. What does it do for me to soften up my approach and come to him in a way that he actually wants? And a lot of times, especially that he wants.
Actually wants.
Not the way that I want to give. He used to get on me. He used to get on me so much and be like, you're doing the thing that you think you're doing, but it's not working for me. And he'll be like, I ain't one of these little dudes. Like, I need you to figure out what works for me.
He hit you with the, I ain't one of your little friends.
And I was like, wow.
No, that's not the word he used.
No, that's not the word he used, but
yeah.
I know what he said. I'm with him too.
He calling him a pocket.
Yeah, he'd be like, that's not
word. And
he's told me, he's like, these other dudes that you had, you ran circles around them, but that's not gonna work with me. I need you to really show me that you're sorry. Don't try to just, because I'm a wordsmith. I know how to get out of trouble.
Come on, man.
And I was like, yo, this man is challenging me. Like he challenges the absolute mess out of me. But when I realize what works for him, I realize I lose nothing. I lose nothing being the type of woman that the same way I can probably hurt you, I can heal you with whether if I hurt you with my words, I can heal you with my words. So I've had to learn the hard way, which is again why I coach the way I do. I'm like, girl, don't do that because it's gonna be hard to come back from that. But whenever I get in trouble, it don't last long.
No, and he ends up.
It don't last long.
I remember when they first got married. He and I we built our own relationship, and I think it started at the
Six Flags
because she didn't want to come around the family because
I was just trying to pace it properly.
My boys was beefing at the time, I said, you know what, I'm taking all the kids and the grandkids to Six Flags, and I said, bring your little friend. Tell your little friend I got a ticket for him too. Yeah,
because we were just dating. That's why I was like, why do you want me to bring it? Like I was just getting to know him.
He need to know what he getting into, and your brothers might start fighting on the roller coaster.
Lord.
I was like, this is a setup. And this is a setup.
But he showed up and he had three or four gifts for me when he showed up.
And he had a gift for my son too.
Definitely African, that's for sure.
Yeah, but we built our own relationship to the point where when they did get married, when she was acting out, he would call me. And
I'm like, you snitching.
And because I'm not team Adriana all the time or team him, I'm in the middle, right? And so I could tell when she was doing what she had I said, I was like, Adriana, I would text her, you can't do that. Where you at? Text this man and tell him.
And I'd be like, I don't want to do that.
Text him now and tell him where you at. Right, because she would pack up. She would pack up to the spot.
Listen, I think the best type of coaches aren't just people that understand things textbook, but experience.
That's good too.
So
you better fix me.
I was a runner, and I did not realize even the damage that did for him with things getting hard and me wanting to go to Airbnb or me wanting to go out of town or me wanting to dip when he wanted to,
mode.
I was definitely in defense mode while he was trying to fix it. So I had to learn. Wow. And I remember one time he told me, he was like, I know you're upset, but you're still my wife. And because I was like, I'm about to go for a drive. He's
what did
like,
I do for you?
I was like, wow, I've chose well. I hope he thinks the same.
I used to text her, and when he would call me, I would text her and say, "Go home."
And I'd be like, "No," because he said this, he did this, he da 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 da. And I had to really realize, like, okay, this is the person that I chose to spend the rest of my life with. So, however I react or respond in the moment needs to be in correlation with the end goal. Mm-hmm. Because if it's not, I may as well just call it quits because I won't always be able to come back from some of the things I might say. So I had to learn. Yeah, I had to learn. And I'm telling you, that man got so tired of me. He's like, I'm just trying to love you, girl.
What's his accent like?
He switches. The accent only comes out when he's really pissed.
Pissed or when he's being funny.
Or when he's being goofy. But when it's come out when he's like really, and I actually like it. I'd be like, I told him, I got out of trouble one time by telling him because he was speaking pidgin and saying all the things. And I was like, I don't know what he's saying, but the way his muscles was like flexing on the side, I was like, you kind of, I know I made you mad, but you look really good.
That's how we get out of trouble.
And he was like, stop. Stop
he told
that.
you stop?
He told me stop that. And I'm like, but just.
And you got when you get a fresh, we love when y'all get a fresh.
Oh, and the beard line, the beard,
all that.
Ooh.
It'd be like,
I was like, you know what? I am so sorry.
Mm-hmm. I know you're mad, but you're sexy too. Come close. Can you be mad closer?
Oh, y'all be
Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be like, stop trying to manipulate me.
He want to be manipulated.
He wants to be manipulated.
Please manipulate me.
Yeah. He'd be like, I am blessed. I ain't gonna lie. But he's told me, like, I've done a lot by being ignorant to some of the things that I had to learn because, like she said, my grandma didn't get remarried. My mom didn't get remarried. I'm the only person that got remarried and has a blended family and plans to stay married. So I don't have someone, because to me, it's different getting advice from somebody who has like an original family where you guys have been together for all this time versus someone in a marriage after divorce with kids that may or may not belong to you and trying to bring things full circle together while balancing whatever baggage that you don't even realize you have until something comes up that triggers you and makes you react instead of respond in a way that you would have hoped to do. Yeah. So that was truly, like, especially in the very beginning, I know I exhausted my husband. He was like, yo, you just, and mind you, he wasn't perfect either. My husband,
exhausted him. How?
Emotionally.
Oh, okay.
I mean, in other ways too. That's why I'm able to still be here. But emotionally, most especially because he was really just trying to do things a certain type of way. And because of what I didn't see. But I told my mom, I said, Mom, why didn't you teach me how to properly resolve conflict? Because that was his issue with me. I did not know how to resolve conflict. I was one of those people where if something happens, he's like, well, let's talk about it. And like, he'll apologize and he'll do all these things. I was the kind of person where my version of an apology is coming to sit on your lap and give you some food. And at first it was cute. And then he was like, no, you need to say sorry. Like you.
But because you know what, just like their love languages, their apology languages.
We learned that. We actually took an apology quiz and we realized that we have two different apology styles. So we had to really sit and think about what that means for each other. Because to me, if you say, I apologize, that's on me, I shouldn't have done that, I'll accept that as long as you understand this is what really made me upset and I don't want this to happen again. Yeah. That does not work for my husband. No. My husband is like, I apologize. And this is actually true. He said, I apologize is not an apology. I'm sorry is an apology. He said, would you rather me say, love, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done this, blah, blah, blah. Or would you want me to say, I apologize, babe, you know my heart? I was like, okay, I get it. You want me to, I would rather the first one. He was like, I need you to not only just show me that you're sorry, but understand what you're sorry for. Like, I don't want you to just be out here.
I absolutely need that. You got to, not only, hey man, I'm really sorry because I did X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And I see now that when I did that, it had this effect.
I was not doing that. He was doing that for me.
Yeah.
But I was not. And I realized in my other relationships, I was the one that was always leading in those areas. So I never actually had someone who was better than me in other areas that made me have to do these things.
I don't even know what is it. What world we in? You said you was leading in apologies?
Yeah. In my first, unfortunately, the version that my husband got in the beginning is the opposite. It's a byproduct of who I had to become because of my first marriage. I was not like that in my first marriage.
True, too.
I was not like that. And I realized that was not fair to him. I was exhausted of being the person who's always trying to sit down and ask questions. Hey, are you happy? Did I say anything? Like I was always doing that. And I got so tired from doing that. And I felt like I was just wasting my time that by the time I met my husband, I was like, I'm out. I don't even you got a problem? I don't even know what to tell you because I didn't even mean it that way. And he was like, whoa,
Let me tell you
calm
something.
down.
So two things. I'm going to land this plane here. Two things. One is that I appreciate the manosphere. I appreciate the Kevin Samuels. Let's listen. His tone notwithstanding. But I appreciate how he first started by holding men accountable. But there's a lot of vitriol in these internet streets. It's terrible out here. And one of the things that they say is, yeah, but you gave the best of you to somebody else. And here now you bringing this version of you to me. And that's what brings out that whole, what you bring to the table. How do I benefit? And I get the question. But I also understand, y'all help me with this. I also understand that we grow, we change, we evolve. And you can't hold a person at the point of their offense because you got to stay there too. So it's kind of like being able to know and understand what in order for you to understand men and for men to understand you. And that's what I want to ask both of y'all. Like what understanding has to happen now that you're women you are a woman of a certain age, I'm a man of a certain age because I'm already married. You married the second time, but you broke all of the ranks because you were already married before, had 3 children, and you still found your prince.
Yep. King.
Fix me. All right, you found your king. So help me. What is the main understanding we got to have?
It goes back to the book I wrote in 2021, December 31st, 2021, Identity Switch came in. You have to literally switch your identity in order for you to be able to not live through the old version of you. When the guy came over to the house, acid wash, she was still in the old version of who she was. She realized that herself and went back into the closet and rewrote what it is how my appetite, my palate needs to change. These are the things that I need in my husband. Who do I need to be in order to get what it is that I need?
Exactly. Starts with being.
It starts with everything starts with being. And that's why I tell people, y'all think I've taught dating and relationship all these years. No, I've been teaching identity all of these years because in my mind, you cannot tell me you haven't been in a relationship in 5 years, but your life has excelled in every other area, but you're still holding the same identity from the offense
you're still
5 years ago.
You're still doing this. Watch your hands.
Right.
Yeah.
This is why I'm not fooling with you.
I don't know how you don't see this. I told you last time. Stop doing this. Why are you doing this?
Because I'm not with you, KD. But it's that people are trying to live through. They want what they want on the other side. And they think because I've done the work to become more successful in their extrinsic values, that they are ready for somebody else, but they have not done the inner work for their own intrinsic values. Yeah. So now here we go. Let's say we have a man who, let's say he was married and things didn't work out, right? In that time, since his divorce, he's been divorced, let's say 3 years. In that time, he's gotten a raise. He went back to school to get a certification.
Yes.
He's went and, he's bettered his credit. He's bought another house. All of these things that he didn't have before at that time of breakup. But he's still having the same conversations about women and how they ain't this, that, and the third from the 3-year mark here where he stunted his own growth and have arrested development. So how is it that you can actually have the conversation about what you want and you're living from the old identity? When you are a person that you lose your job, what do? You update your resume with the new information and you submit it to even a better, typically a better employer, at least on that you think that's what you're doing. So now your employer, the potential employer, is getting a updated version of the new skills you've learned from your previous job. Why does that not apply in the love department? It's because people are held captive to their traumas. And so it's easy for me. That's why I would tell women don't have confidence when it comes to men. All of this, they talk, I'm confident. I said, no, you're confident in what you can do. You're not confident in who you can be.
You are,
Because I used to do these events called the April Mason Experience. And it would be a 3-day event. And on the last day, I would take women out and put them in the
real world situation.
In the world, with men.
Ooh.
So what I would find is, and these are women that I would say they were making at least $75,000 plus a year or more. So they had all of the confidence. They know how to walk in the room. They know how to be her, until I said, I'm about to call your card. We going to the game. And I remember one time we went to the Falcons, San Francisco 49ers game, and I rented out a suite. They thought they was in there to eat the steak and lobster and the oysters and everything. What they didn't know was that I had 3 men that was coming in there to assess them, because I was getting ready to put them out during halftime. Because you say you don't know where men are, I brought you to where the men are. So I brought 3 men, 3 different types of men. One of them, he was a celebrity, so I know they got a little nervous. But I said, all right, before y'all go out, this is game on. I want you to walk by these men. I had every last one of them walk by these men. And I said, I want you to let whichever one you're interested in, I want you to let him know you're interested without even opening your mouth. And they was like, huh? I said, oh, y'all thought y'all was in here in the VIP and the MVP and we got oysters and it's popping champagne. Y'all paid for this. So we did 2 days of training and identity shifting, and I do the training part first. They get bored with that part. But they want to get to the fun where the men are, but they're not ready for that. I said, so now you have these 3 men, and I chose men that are vocal. And you walking by and they were so nervous. I said, look at this. I said, y'all make all this money. You got all these businesses and all these degrees, and you scared as hell to walk in front of a man and let him know what to stare, or give him the proverbial drop in the handkerchief so he knows that you're interested. Y'all walking so fast. I said, what happened to I'm confident and these men don't, and these men don't. I'm like, you don't know what you're doing.
So what's that look like? What does it look like? How you do the look without, Like
if I was interested in a man and I was walking by and I saw him, and I may look back and I'll keep going, but it's an eye thing. It's like, it's
a method. You look at his eyes, then you look at his lips for 3 seconds and then go back up to his eyes.
What you say?
It's a method to this.
We call it the 4-second stare.
It's a method to this.
So wait, look at his eyes.
Look at his eyes. Then you look down at his lips for 3 seconds, and then you look back up to his eyes.
Ooh.
Because he's gonna watch you watch him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have been you know what? I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I didn't even know that was
That's
a
the thing.
It's a thing.
I have also a 3-to-1 flirting method. People don't realize there's a method to all of these things. Women who are not naturally good at flirting and like witty banter, for my clients, I role play with them until they can to get this together. But the 3-to-1 method really helps them pace themselves, because women struggle with pacing, and then they get mad that men are not like coming at them the way they want to, because they don't realize they remove polarity for the man to even come and do stuff, because they're just
say that polarity.
They're so ready, and it's like, calm down.
It's like, what do I? So, but he didn't ask me for my number,
chill.
or they won't make a first move.
No,
I have no problem making a first move.
Me either.
And the first move, I've done this in front of clients where I said, we were out, and I said, it's going to be men in here. Watch me work. I walked to the bathroom, and then I came back. And it was like men at the bar all the way, and the V point was here, and there's men here. And so I'm showing them how to be the chooser.
All right.
So when I walked
Without
in,
chasing.
I had already chosen which man it was going to be that I was going to engage with the moment I walked in.
All right.
And so I got up from the table with the ladies and I walked to the bathroom and I came back. And I said, you know what I just did? It's like, you had to go pee? I said, no. I said, I was just marketing the merchandise. And I said, oh.
Marketing the merchandise. Go on.
And then a friend of mine walked in that I knew, so I went to go greet her. As I'm walking back, the one that I had already chosen when I first walked in, he stopped. He said, how you doing? I said, I knew you were going to talk to me. He said, how did you know? I said, I watched you watch me.
Oh.
So I stood there. At this point, now you got men here, men here. So I'm standing there engaging with him, but then I'm engaging with this one over here too. And then I'm engaging with him over. I like your uniform. You look like you very well put together. And this one over here, and the girls, I'm doing this so they can build that confidence to know they're just men and they want to be engaged.
They sure
They're
do.
just men and they want to be engaged. It's pretty good.
And so I'm sitting here and I'm
good.
going back and forth. So he says, well, we don't even know which one you like. I said, who said I liked any of you?
Come on, Hitch.
And he said, oh. I said, but it was nice chatting with you fellas. And I went and sat down. And that was it. But I did that to show them, you are the chooser. They were waiting to be chosen.
You done took one of them ladies' mans while you was trying to help them. Now they ain't got nobody. See, you just...
Well, this is what we do. And I've been doing this for 15 years. And I'm so proud of my daughter for picking up and running with the torch. When people ask me, do you still coach women? I send them over there to her.
But I'm selective.
I only coach men. It's harder coaching women. It's for the things that we're saying, we're just flowing with it because we know this and how we view men. We know that we are the y'all present and we choose. We are very aware of that. So we don't go in looking at, okay, what can he do for me? What
Not right. So
is he going to be toxic? We go in looking at, let me see what his little boy is, his wounded little boy, and see if I have the
inside his soul.
Inside his soul.
Yes.
Because you gotta be specific.
Yeah, inside his soul. Let me see him. And I think we were gifted because my son-in-law always says, Miss April, a lot of the things that you and your daughter know, I think it's a part of who you are. So we go in and we look at, let me see if I can spot where his wound is early, where his insecurity is early, where he's Clark Kent early. So then I can decide if me being who I am, if I can be the container for that, if I have enough wherewithal, because I have wounds too. He has to see if he can be my container as well.
Yeah.
So I go in not looking for the money part because the type of men that come towards me, finances, that's a bare minimum, right? So I put that to the side and I said, okay, let me see what he's going to be like on a day-to-day. What am I going to have to deal with? Because when you're dealing with wounded men or just wounded people in general, but specifically I'm speaking of men, you're dealing with that little boy that that have been abandoned, that may have never been chosen, that man never felt like he was good enough, or now he's successful in his business, but he was not successful and women passed over him, but now he's that guy. So he's still moving from that arrested development place. Let me see if what I am being heals that part of him. Because for me, I have to have a man, his actual being, nothing that he's doing, but his presence, it feels healing to me. It feels like home to me. His naturalness of who he is. So I go in looking at men from that perspective.
That's why I chose Namdi. Namdi, his whole everything, his presence is loud.
Yeah.
Like his presence is loud. But I knew I needed someone that was not like me. I needed someone where if I'm floating in all this stuff, he's like, okay, well, come back. Yeah. And let's start from here. Because that's not what we were talking about. Yeah. That's not what we said.
Him to do that.
And he will definitely, and that, so pretty much we have the same type of, I would say,
personality.
We're floaters. We're whimsical. We'd be like, oh, so we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that and blah blah blah. That's how we are, right? So we have to have men that ground us.
You familiar with Robert Greene's Laws of Seduction?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Which one are you?
The siren.
I can see that. Oh, April. Oh,
I appeal. I appeal. And that's what it was when I was growing up, when as a young adult and I had 3 kids and my friends that didn't have any, that had the college educated and everything. It's like, how in the hell do you meet these top quality type men? And I didn't understand it then. I appeal to the rawest core of a man's masculinity.
Absolutely.
Not all of the other things. It's like I see through him. So because of that, I appeal to that naturalness of who he is as a man. I push past all of the other stuff. I see it. I see all of his issues and all, but I appeal to the natural core of his masculinity. So the siren is who I would be. I'm the siren with the maiden queen energy. I have those, but I fall. My number one that I scored high in when I even took the test, it was the siren. And that's why I knew.
My husband's been calling me that since we met. I don't think that's my actual one, but I'm
pretty sure it is.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's heavy. I learned how to seep into his DNA.
Yeah.
To where I'm like, I want you to need me to breathe.
Yeah, so that's how. Yes, that's what we say.
Yeah,
that's our line.
I want you to need me to breathe.
Get so far down into your DNA that you can't move.
You can't even think.
Final question for you guys. One thing to deal with before we get out of here, and that is, there's a lot of men, good men that I know.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Man, they're in these relationships, marriages.
Yes.
And they're struggling. They're struggling.
Like, what do you mean by struggle?
Struggling in the sense of, we have been taught as men to be the saint, the good guy. Mm-hmm. Not sort of the nice guy. Most of us have kind of moved past being the nice guy.
Yeah.
But the good guy. We say the right things and we focus on the right thing. That we don't do too much watering the savage, but we got both.
Yeah.
We got the saint and we got the savage.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these guys have extinguished their savage because they don't see how in this world that they created, there's a space. And I'm going to do a talk about that. And I'm going to dig into it. But I don't understand this part about...
Explain the savage. Go back. What does that look like?
So the savage is the person who at your rawest form, how you really feel, how you genuinely think, how you genuinely move. If all things were considered or not considered, this is how I would move. Mm-hmm. I make the decision not to do that. Mm-hmm. So I know I can be a savage. Trust me, you don't want the saint to show up if somebody coming through our house at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
You don't want that. You want the savage. And I don't mind being him. Yeah. It's fulfilling to be him. Mm-hmm. It's fulfilling to be him. But as I continue to grow and become, I know I got to do a good job with both, and I'll talk about that. Yeah. But a lot of these guys, man, they're really struggling because they feel disrespected because who they have had to become in order to stay married, to stay faithful, has caused them to have just a little bit of disrespect from home.
Okay.
Because he's a good guy. He ain't gonna do nothing. He ain't gonna, you get popping off at the mouth. Typically, you're like, hey, but you don't do that. Just take it. Yeah. And I want you to talk to that woman, wife. I'm going to talk to that man, the husband, and get him some hope in situations that they're people of a certain age as well. But they're just trying to stay together.
One of the things is I always want to know if the man showed that part of him when they first got together. Because I have a client now, he's dealing with something similar. And the man that I see, he doesn't show, he's dating, but the man that I see, I said, I see why you don't have a woman. Because you won't show this side of who you are. He felt like, well, I feel like a woman may not want me if I show this.
You get it.
But is it her fault? Or is it your fault for not being your authentic self and saying, let me see who's willing to accept who I am?
So watch this. Some guys, they want the upgrade. They see you as an upgrade. They see you as an upgrade. I can't bring all of that because I don't know that I'm okay to bring that part to you. You an upgrade. You helping me be better.
But you can't place your frustration on someone you chose not to show that side of you to because of what you wanted. You wanted the upgrade. So now you feel like you have to suppress certain parts of you because you didn't choose someone
a lot of men do. Yeah.
that could actually accept you for 100% for who you were because you wanted something else. So like I said, I coach men, pretty high profile men. And this is some of the conversations that we have. I'm like, you're going to have to sit down and show her who you are. Now, you're going to also have to be ready and give her the opportunity to make any adjustments or to digest it if you did not show her that from the beginning. Or to leave. Or to leave.
That's what they don't want.
And so then can you be really upset and feel a certain way when you have it in your mind, you've made your own decision of, I feel like I can't show her this when you never tried it in the first place because you're afraid.
Oh, this sounds like victim shaming.
No.
I beat you because I love you.
No, you didn't. You never showed it.
You're not playing with you.
You never showed it.
Go ahead.
And so this is something that I always have to talk to men about. I'm like, I hear your heart.
Yeah.
But have you ever tried? Well, I don't think I can. No. I didn't ask you if you think you can.
Yeah.
Are you willing to show and then deal with whatever the consequences is, but know that you will be free?
Yeah.
You will be free in your heart and your soul. You're no longer carrying this burden of, I can't be myself. Now, she may stay. She may say, this is something that I can't deal with. But you as a man, even if you are as a woman, you will put yourself in a better position to get someone that can be that container that I talked about, to be that container for you. But how can you—
with half your stuff gone.
Then don't complain. No, you can't. Katie, now listen to what you said.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to upgrade, you chose not to show your authentic, all of who you were to somebody that you chose to marry.
Because it was labeled as bad.
Okay. It may have been labeled as bad.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but what I am saying is that's still a choice that you have to make. Nobody can make the choices just because something was taught to you a particular way. You have the ability to decide if you want to partake in that. At this stage in my life, men get the true rawest version of April Mason. There is no filter. This is what it is. This is what you get. I'm in my mind, I'm healed, but I know good love triggers you too. So you're going to do things that trigger me and make me feel a particular way, but I'm choosing to stay here. Mm-hmm. I could choose to leave. Mm-hmm. So it's me doing that. And we have to get to the point where we have to start, and she don't like when I use this term, we have to start breaking the patriarchy and how it has pretty much been a disservice to men. Let me say that. The patriarchy has been a disservice to men in certain areas.
How you figure?
You guys were taught to suppress your emotions. You guys were taught that you were only to protect and provide. So now you are a walking human being with feelings, but because of what the men established that came before you about what your role is, you can't even show up as your authentic self. So to a woman, before you choose her to be a wife, so you were willing to put on the representative and the mask and suppress yourself. So now you might be overindulging in porn. You got a chick over here. You're doing everything else because you have not explained, this is who I am, because of your fear of not being wanted or being left, because the patriarchy taught you that you don't have feelings. Put that ish to the side. Take care of your family. You become a poster board for success. So you're constantly thriving to get to this level of success.
Because nobody listens when a man says, ouch.
And I'm trying
nobody cares for the man that doesn't have. And I'm explaining.
You have to blame that on the men that came before you. Women had no rights to tell you what you could and couldn't be as a man. It was men who established this. So when you really look at history, because it's a change that actually has to happen in y'all's programming from the men that came before you. Women had to depend on you guys. Y'all men made the rules and we had to adjust because we needed what? We needed provision and protection. So women are not the ones that told you that you have to be X, Y, and Z. It was the men that came before you. And I'm glad seeing so many men starting to break down this, how we got to where we are.
Yeah.
And they're starting to break that down because it was not us. We just upheld it because who was making rules? Who was making laws? Who oppressed women to where we couldn't even get a credit card without a husband or a father's signature? So we are not the ones that pressed this upon men. We adapted to it. We adapted to what was given to us. And that's why I say the patriarchy hurt men in a way to where when you heard, what's his name? The comedian say, the only people that are loved unconditionally are women, children, and pets. And the reason why that happened is we didn't create that.
Yeah, but so with that logic though, April, the YNs are doing better than we did because they was raised by their mama. It don't make sense. I understand the logic of what you're saying because if you compartmentalize, then there was some really great, successful, motivated, driven men who were just not emotionally
especially
solid.
in the Gen
but
X.
Now you got this version. That's what you want?
No, there needs to be about, it's not this or that, it's this and that.
Well, you said patriarchy. You said you made it about the men. You can't really
No, but what I'm saying is...
Or you can't say that, but they messed up too though, right?
Everybody messed up, KD.
Okay, I just need to hear that.
There needs to be a balance.
Didn't I just tell you my apology?
Everybody's messed up.
I ain't got no praying church.
But what I don't like is that we as women, we follow the system that was created for. If you think about it.
Oh, April, come on.
Hold on. Let me explain this. Y'all want us to see you beyond what you lead with. Now, hear me out.
Okay.
You can't lead with cheese and not expect to get rats. Men lead with provision and protection and what I can do for you, but I want you to see me as a man and as a human. Or when are you going to show me that? You just said we can't show that. But now you want me as a woman to see you beyond what the savagery, that's all showing it. You want me to see you as this individual that you don't come to the table showing. But then you say, these women are gold diggers. Have you showed her your intrinsic value or have you only shown her your extrinsic value and what you can do?
No.
So now, I'm not saying that women don't have a part to play, but where I hold men accountable is you cannot say that this is not available to you because you're still choosing to operate in the old way of doing things instead of sitting down with your wife and saying, listen, all right, I know we've been married 10, 15 years, and there's a part of me that I should have shown you or told you about when we first got married.
Yeah.
And I've been holding resentment toward you because I did not open my mouth because I was told it was wrong for me to do this. Yeah. And now I hold resentment toward you because I have to walk in this persona, in this character, in this good guy role, and I'm not always a good guy. These are the things that I think about. These are the things that I kind of want to do. Yeah. Even when I'm sleeping with you, I might want to just be real savage with it. I've been a nice guy even in the bedroom. This is not who I want to be. Now, those are conversations.
I'm not saying that. Go ahead. Keep talking about it. I'm looking at my wife in the face.
That's your wife. Your wife, have these conversations because you cannot sit here and say we hold all this in, but you never showed up as your authentic self from the beginning because of the programming.
So that is one way of looking at it, and I think it's quite brilliant. You are tough love. Mm-hmm. You can present it just like it is.
And I'm like the same way with the women too.
No, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
You can do that. Here's what I need. I need a path to that. It's not, I know I messed up with my choices. By the way, I did that in my marriage. Mm-hmm. I actually did it. Mm-hmm. And it was not an easy journey. Because when you like what you like, that ain't what, hey, I'm not, so now you just gonna pop up on me and tell you somebody else. You bipolar, schizophrenic, you know. She said like that, but I'm just saying, so there's a path to it and you gotta kind of navigate that.
And that's the gentle conversations. And this is why I am an advocate for becoming. So when you become, like when a man deals with me.
When did you become mean?
It's not mean. It's tough love.
Can I talk to you, the precious angel over here?
This one, she worse than me.
She ain't worse than you.
I just say it.
She been amazing.
No, she's worse. You
get them.
She's worse than me.
So let me tell you my approach. My approach is whether it's the man who is like this or whether it's the woman who's experiencing her husband being a certain type of way.
Yeah.
Either way, it's having boundaries that taste like honey. When you and I don't
wait a minute.
Yes,
having boundaries
that taste like honey. Because at the end of the day, when we get to, and I had this conversation with my husband before too, because my husband is very kind, but he's also Nigerian, so he has these parts. So we've had conversations about knowing how to be soft. But something I've also recently even taught him was the boundaries that taste like honey. The problem is less the fact that, okay, I suppressed this part of me because I didn't know if it was going to be accepted. Now it's acknowledging that I did that. Like, let's acknowledge the fact that I'm aware that I kind of gave you this impression. And now I'm realizing how it's affecting my relationship with you because I don't get to be who I really want to be. And I don't want to feel like you're getting parts of me because it's not fair. So when you have boundaries that taste like honey, let's say something your wife has done, she's accustomed to a certain type of response. Yeah. But you're tired of responding in this particular way because it doesn't get you what you want. So now you, even as a man, have to have boundaries that taste like honey in the sense of, hey, I know that this has been cool. Like I've let this slide, but if you keep doing this, we're going to end up having a problem. A lot of times, it's not a threat. It's not a threat. It's
a boundary.
Yes, you said yes.
Well, the thing is,
Evander Holyfield.
No, it's not that. It's the fact that I think the issue I take with it, whether it's man or woman, people want sympathy and grace for things that they did not do. If I get married and I don't show you who I am because I didn't take the time to know who I am, to be able to present my authentic self, I cannot be mad at anyone else or feel a particular way because they can't give me what it is that I need. And I never vocalized it from the beginning. This is what we're talking about is why you're in it. This is why I'm an advocate for becoming before you get into the relationship, because next thing you know, I'm having these conversations with men all the time, and so what happens is they end up being public successes and private failures. And I'm like, okay, so what is it that you want from her? And why don't you think that if you told her these things and sat down, and I always say in a very tender way, and have this conversation, why do you think that she won't look? Well, they won't listen. They won't. It's like they're so stuck on the old programming. And I'm saying, so are you going to continue to cheat because you're afraid to have this conversation of being seen? But this woman over here,
you went over there.
Yeah, she's raw, and she can see that you're not all of this that you are, and you like that you can be that to her. So why can't you do this over here? Ooh. So no, I have to, my way of coaching is very matter of fact because I'm dealing with high profile, egotistical, and levels of narcissistic type of men. I believe everybody have levels of it. So I can't be soft with them on that. I have to show them.
Make it make sense.
Yeah, I have to make it logical. It's like, you didn't do this, but now you're cheating on her all because you're choosing not to know how to communicate the language you need to use to communicate that with her. And you're afraid of what the response will be.
Yeah.
That's why I said boundaries that taste like honey, because when you recognize that that's what you're doing, the conversation should be, again, acknowledging the fact that I'm aware of the life that we've built, the pattern that I've shown you, who I've shown up as, but I'm telling you now, like, it's almost like drawing a line in the sand. I need you to understand this version of me now. This is what I want you to understand about me. This is what I want you to accept about me and learn about me. Because if these other things over here keep happening, you will not get the version of me that you like.
Let's role play. All right, let's role play. Okay. Well, you can't expect me to now just change after all this time. You know, I need a minute. You're going to have to be okay with that.
I am okay with that. I can give you a minute because
3 years later.
I took 3 years. I took 3 years of you getting accustomed to this version of me. But I want you to know that I'm still going to evolve as a man. So you're going to always have to understand the different versions of me anyway. But I will give you the patience and the time that you need to get on board with what it is that I want, because I don't want me to shift and we remain disconnected because you think what used to work that never really worked is going to work in this season for me.
Yes. And it's not my fault that you chose to show up that way. And I fell in love, and now we've created a house and the kids and the dog and all this kind of stuff. And now you want to change that. Why?
And then that's when it becomes, I truly apologize for not being authentic with you. And at that time, I didn't even know that it was okay for me to share this part of me, because how I was raised, men don't show this side.
Too late, apologize.
Well, you know what? But at the end of the day, I can only present. And then I'm putting
You
it
let
in
me
your
know,
court.
yes,
And
what you wanna
choose.
do.
But I now am being open and honest with you. And I apologize that I did not know how to do that in the beginning. But as I've grown, as we have grown, we've gone to therapy. I've gone to therapy. We've had people around us, and I'm reading books, and I'm realizing there's a part of me that I've been suppressing for a very long time. And I, at this stage in our relationship, I want to be as authentic as I can with you. And whatever you decide, that's your decision. But I need to free myself.
I like it. And it's not so much the what, it really is the how. And boundaries that taste like honey.
Boundaries, it works every time. Most people, they get frustrated with the idea of having boundaries. Like women will tell me all the time, well, I don't want to say this because of this, and I don't want him to think this, and this. And I will tell them, you realize you don't need to do all of that to get what you want. You don't. You don't have to be a BI to have boundaries, but we assume that we do, because most times if we don't lead with our boundaries, because we're afraid if we do, he'll walk away. We only bring up boundaries when we're upset. We don't realize that you can have boundaries in casual conversation of, hey, I really didn't like the way that you did that. It really hurt me when you did that. And when you do that, it keeps me from being disconnected. It keeps me from being connected to you. So I need you to really work on this thing, or you won't get the version of me that you like, because it hurts me that you do that. That's just not a common conversation. Like there are
But it's an effective one.
It's extremely effective.
But people don't know how to actually communicate that. The things that I shared, it's from the coaching perspective. But then I teach them how to actually have those conversations.
Yes.
You know, it's like I have to be straight, tough love. But once I get them to understand, it's like, now this is how you go about that. Now, don't go in there with all of this other stuff. This was us talking. But when you go in there in a posture of, I'm allowing myself to be free. And what I find with men, it's very scary for them to do it because they don't know what the outcome is going to be. And it's nothing more scarier than being in the unknown of not knowing what the other person is going to say.
But you know why a lot of times we pull back is because we are afraid of our own power, out of control. For many years, I pulled back because I just didn't know what would happen if I just stood there and I held my ground. I didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And, or being hurt. Like I'm sole provider. I can't be huddled up in the fetal position crying. Well, these lights got to get paid. Y'all like to eat 3 times a day or more with snacks.
And dessert.
Yeah.
I've had conversations like that with my husband because I've had to get him to understand, one, we are not in Nigeria anymore. We are not there. So it is safe and it is okay for you to have moments where you don't know, or you are uncertain about something, or you feel some type of way. And I've told him this, and I hate that I told him, but I was like, even if you have to stand your ground with me, he said, really? If I have to stand my ground with you, you're gonna actually do what you're supposed to do and let me let me do these things, even when I'm not certain of how I should go about doing it. I told him I may not like it, but I'll do it. And we recently had a situation where he was like, he didn't tell me he was testing the theory, but he tested the theory, and he was like, wow, I guess you wasn't lying. Like, so even if you don't agree, I said, just because I don't agree doesn't mean that I won't still give you that understanding or that space to do what you feel you need to do. You just can't be disrespectful. You have to understand that we may have different versions of what respect looks like, but if you're able to meet me here, then I can give that to you. And one of my methodologies is the 4 patterns of intimacy. I noticed with coaching, I coach high achieving. Most of them are divorced. Some of them are wives. Others have never been married, but they're high achieving, like houses and real estate and business. Like they do the whole thing. But the 4 things that is typically missing in relationships that, again, I had to learn the hard way. It's vulnerability. That's a struggle. Feminine communication. Presence, like a woman actually being present in the moment with her partner, and emotional intelligence. Without those 4 things, it is a true struggle to have the kind of connection you desire, because almost all of those, except maybe presence, require you to kind of give up power. And we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But in order to do it properly, you have to remember the man that you're giving the power to. You wouldn't have chosen him if you couldn't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always this thing that we're having to do with ourselves and remembering you don't need to fight. You chose someone you can trust. Trust him with your vulnerability. Trust him with your emotions. Trust him with the way you communicate, not just communicate, but connect with him. Because women know how to communicate, but they do not know how to connect at all. Like, I've read messages from women, like,
Why don't they know how to connect?
Because they don't care to know. They don't care to know.
And they live up here.
They literally live in their head, and they think communicating is connecting. They think them saying, hey, how was your day, is the same as, hey, baby, I've been thinking about you. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even occur to them that there are two different ways that you can have conversations with your man that makes him feel you, not just read your messages. They don't know how to be an imprint. They don't know how to leave an impression. And they think when they become a wife, they don't got to do all that stuff no more. But then they get mad if he cheats. And I'm not condoning cheating, but there's no connection between, like, you're trapping this man.
There's no relation.
For 50
no relational
years.
intelligence.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What are we doing? So they don't know how to be interesting. They don't know how to be
Go back to
just
that.
emotionally
Talk
invested.
to them about that. Go back.
What?
Being interesting. These women are boring.
They don't know
as
how
hell.
to be interesting.
They're not interesting.
They know how to follow the lead of a man who shows them interest.
Yes.
They don't know how to reciprocate. They don't know how to not feel like they are losing themselves by making it known that they are also interested in the man that has shown interest to them. So they lose. These women are fumbling good men.
all the time.
All the time. And they try to complain to me of how difficult dating is. And, dating sites is scary. It's for crazy people. I'm like, you meet your ex, you met in person, he was crazy. So where's the logic? Where's the logic? There are crazy people everywhere, but your ability to vet and know like what you're doing. And I also think doing it from a place of fear messes it up in the first place.
Yeah.
Because you're already expecting him to do something wrong. You know what to do with the red flags, but you don't know what to do with a green one.
They don't even know how to identify green
They don't
flags.
see
Wait
it.
a minute. You
They
know
don't see it.
You know what to do with a red flag, but you do not know what to do with a green.
Themselves.
Yeah, they don't, because the green flag is something that they're not accustomed to.
No.
So it's labeled as toxic or narcissist or love bombing because a man is making advance. You said you want a man to show interest. It's kind of like people who pray and ask God for a thing, God give it to them, and then they go back and pray about what they just got. Do you or do you not have a relationship with the Father like you say you do? You don't need to go back with the Father.
With the Father.
With the Father. Do you not? And
No.
so it's like people don't trust themselves.
Yeah.
And going back to what you were talking about, I wanted to give this other piece.
Yeah.
If your husband or wife come to you and say, there's another side of me, and to have that conversation, what I want the receiving person to do, if you don't know what to say, just say, let me process this. But I will say,
Great response.
don't take forever to process it. Don't take weeks to process it. Even though you're saying, I got to get past this, to me, that's disrespectful. We're having a very, very emotionally intense conversation. I'm being vulnerable and I'm opening up to you. And 3 weeks later, I'm still processing that. No, you're not processing.
That's a lot. You're right.
You're not processing that. What you're doing is you're stalling, and you don't know what to do. So instead of saying, you know what, I thought about it. It's been a couple of days or a week. I thought about it. And honestly, I don't even know what to do with this. And then that's where you guys can start communicating.
Like.
And it's okay to not have the answer.
Yeah.
But don't keep a person waiting in limbo.
Oh, that's the worst.
Because
that's not okay.
You are claiming you're processing, but you really don't even know how to process. And so it's okay to say that. But I heard you, I don't know how I feel about that. There's a part of me that's like this, and there's a part of me like, who the hell did I marry? I don't know. So maybe we could go to therapy, because I want to figure out if this is going to work for us in the long term, or even now that I know this new you, even if I have it in me to give you what you need.
Yes.
That's when you have those conversations and be okay with whatever the outcome is.
I have one even better. For the woman who, like you said, is in that situation, the best, to me, I don't know, saying things like, I don't really know if I can give, or whatever the case might be, before knowing what he's even asking of, it's a cop-out. Go to the source and ask him, so this version, what does that look like?
Ain't that the truth? That's
what
good.
Does that look like? How does that affect the way that you love me or what you've been doing? Like, show me what that version of you is. I remember my husband actually had a conversation like that with me, but it was about his goofy side. Because he was accustomed to, like, he's a Nigerian American who watches anime, he's into tech, a gamer. So typically people are always having something to say about guys like that.
Yeah.
So
the black nerd.
We tend to talk about him.
Yeah. There are limits that he was showing me at first. And I was like, I would notice him pull back and I'd be like, why are you doing that? He's like, 'cause I don't know. Like, I'm goofy and I'm this way. I don't really know.
What's his goofy laugh sound like?
And it's not the laugh.
It's not the laugh. It's just the things that he says.
Yeah.
Like, the things that he says are like...
I'm not even going to ask you. Hey, player, I ain't even going to do you like that. Don't even worry about it.
It's funny. It's just funny.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he allows himself to be animated with it. And I'd be like,
I love it.
Did you?
I love it.
He said, but Miss April, because you know these dudes and they going to be doing this and they going to be doing... He goes from, I am a software engineer. I've worked for some of the best top... Fortune 500 companies in the world. I know my stuff. But if we're sitting around in the living room or in the kitchen and something is said, all he need is this much now.
All he need is that.
This much.
That little bit.
He gonna be it's like he's free to be himself.
He was not like that in the beginning. And I noticed it. And I noticed that would come out when he was talking to like his brother. And then they would speak in their language. And I was like, I love seeing that version of you, but I don't see it often. I was just inquisitive to ask why. How come I don't get to see this part of you more? I get the analytical, and you're still loving and all the things, but I want to see this guy more. Yeah. So why don't I get to see him? And I remember him telling me, because typically it's not, y'all don't really know what to do with that side. Y'all just kind of want the guy that's taking care of things, making sure all this stuff is taken care of. Yeah. And I said, well, what if I promise you that if you start showing me this side, that I won't laugh, I'll accept him, and I might even join in with you on whatever you might say. Like, what if I told you that? And he was like, I gotta believe it. So he started to kind of test it a little bit, and I was just like, laugh with him and not at him. And now that's just the way he is.
And when he started doing it, when I was around,
that's incredible.
I said, oh, he comfortable. He comfortable. Because I tell you, he will start. And I was like, what you say? He's like, Miss April, they do these little dance. And you know that little dance he be doing? When he started doing those things around me, especially when he was introduced to me as, he's the engineer, he's the even kill guy. When he got comfortable and I started seeing it, I said, oh. And then when he had the conversation with me about, he said, this feels like home for me. You and the relationship he and I have built, I don't know what he gonna say. And then he'll come and tell on her. When I was here, last month, and about the event space, and I was getting ready to go upstairs, and he said, no, you sit right there.
Oh,
you sit right there. Don't you go nowhere. You sit right there, Miss April, because I want to tell you what your daughter did. Now, you tell me which one. So he's comfortable like that, and he's not being judged.
And you ain't just had your daughter's back just because she's your daughter.
No, she knows that.
Yeah, I give her that. She doesn't.
That's why he calls. That's why he calls me.
She don't. She does understand my perspective because she's a lot like me. But there have been times where she'll be like, "Yeah, Marie, you shouldn't have."
Yeah, you shouldn't have done that.
And she will remind me, you got to remember the type of man that you're married to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand if you do this, even though you may not have meant it like that, he probably perceived it like this. So I'd be like, I thought he knew by now that I wasn't meaning it like that, but let me go talk to him so he knows, like, hey, like, I know you better than you know yourself. Come on now. I didn't mean it like however you took it, but I know you better than, man.
Yeah, it was very important because for him, I remember the first time he called me. First of all, y'all messed up my Christmas Eve. That was at Christmas Eve 2022, and I was on the phone with y'all counseling for 3 hours.
I don't remember.
I was in Tennessee at the time.
What happened?
It was minor, but it was big, and I had to. It was
most of the stuff.
It was like minor,
that. Right?
It was when I believe it was something about getting something to eat. He didn't ask you.
Oh, we talk about that to this day.
When I tell you, I was on the phone with them on Christmas Eve
talk about
night
that to this day. Yeah,
for 3 hours, walking them through this,
and
right.
We were going to that Shin Yun thing.
Yes. And he called me, and I totally understood. Because my daughter and I, we're similar. The thing what I love about us is that we can know how we feel, but we can also understand how you feel, even if we don't agree. And I think that plays a part with people. It's like, wait, you understand, but you don't agree. No, I'm validating. I understand how you got to this decision. That doesn't mean I agree with it, but I totally get it. And so it throws people off. But that night, it was like it was a mess because y'all went from in the car to in the hotel. And so this is all Christmas Eve 2022. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay. I said, all right, Adri, tell me how you felt and why you felt this way. Okay, Namdi, tell me why her responding like this affected you. So I'm listening with both ears, understanding her and understanding him at the same time. And I said, all right, one of the reasons why I work with men so well is because I've always been told you speak man language. So I take what a woman is saying and I translate it over into male language and the vice versa. So I was like, Adri, what he's saying is, and then that's when we started realizing why apologies were so important to him. We started to be able to dig into his past as a child of why.
I was so angry.
But that day, I was like, I had just married him in May, and that was in December.
You married them?
I did.
Yeah, she did. She did.
You had on a robe?
No, I don't. She wanted me to wear a pink dress, but I've been what do you call it? An officiant since 2008. I just don't tell people that because people want me to marry them.
But you're a pastor, though. You've been a pastor.
Yeah, I was married to one. I got all my paperwork. I won't do that again, honey.
Yeah,
I don't want to be no pastor's wife, honey.
Them was the days before I cared about feminine communication. I cared about getting my point across.
Yes,
because how do you not understand what it is that I'm saying to you? And that's part of when I said it was just making it not connect. But I did understand. I remember him telling me that what frustrated him wasn't that we were going to stop and get something to eat. It was that he wanted me to understand why that would make him frustrated. And I was like, well, I just love you so much. It wouldn't frustrate me if you needed to stop to get something to eat.
And she felt like, I remember you guys were getting somewhere, had to be there at a particular time, but you hadn't
And I made us late.
And so,
oh my gosh,
I made us late.
She wanted to, because she said, because that's what it was. You said, I was feeling sick and I needed something on my stomach. He didn't want to stop because he felt like you should have ate. You knew what we were doing. And it was just this.
Well, he wanted to stop.
It was this.
The problem he had was before we left, he said, babe, you should probably eat before we leave. And I wasn't hungry. and then I would get hunger headaches.
That's what it was, the hunger headache.
So as we're driving, I said, wait, now I'm getting a hunger headache. And he was like, okay, where do you want to go?
Yeah, because he gonna say it real calm.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I need to, maybe we can.
She hungry and she don't know.
I don't know. I need the Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Maybe I'm going to figure out where the thing is. So as I'm looking for a location to just grab something that's on the way, he did this. He was like,
yes.
And then I was like, why are you doing all that? And he was like,
the audacity.
He was like, you don't understand why I'm doing all that? I said, no, because I wouldn't do that to you if you were hungry. I wouldn't do that to you.
But I told you to eat before we left.
And he was like, but I told you, I suggested for you to eat. We're late because of you. And then you had the audacity to not even understand why I'll be frustrated. He was like, I was going to feed you regardless. I want you to eat. But damn, I wanted you to also be like, you know what, babe? I'm so sorry that I'm making us late.
Yes.
And back then, that was like, I was like, you need to understand that I wouldn't do that to you.
Yes, she was more so.
I wouldn't do that to you.
You don't care about me. It was more so like, so we are women that we go out of our way to make sure our man is taken care of.
That's
so
why
the way that we function with others.
What's your man name?
Huh?
What's your man name?
I don't know what is his name.
First of all, you all going, oh, yeah. That's good, April. I'm sorry, go ahead. Finish it up. Go ahead. We've been here for 18 hours.
I know, right?
The way we give, like we are, my friend Bobby say we're festive women. So, but what that looks like is I decorate my house for Valentine's Day the same way I do for Christmas. Like it's all lovey-dovey. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You get to benefit from that. But this is going back to being your authentic self. So we hold whoever we chose at a high regard because we've vetted you and we've chosen you, right?
And I adore you.
And we adore you.
Oh, man.
And so because we adore you and because we would do whatever we got to do to please you, not because, you know, I want to hear the women, oh, y'all pick me. No, we pick men that do the same thing for us, right? We are women that we would never choose a man that's not a benefit to us like he is, like we are a benefit to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no way.
Yep.
So because we're like this.
I got so offended.
It's
that
like,
was why I got
it's kind of like, she's like, but mom.
If it were him, I would say, baby, where do you need to go?
Yes.
We can go sit at a table. I don't care.
Yes.
But I was only singing from my perspective.
Yeah.
I was hot.
It was
I said, so you
3-hour
mean to tell me
conversation.
that the way I would be loving on you because you got a hunger headache you can't do for me? And he's like, don't you understand? I'm willing to pull the car over. Can you just see why I'm mad? I was like, no.
Did y'all even make it that night? Because y'all was on the phone with me for 3 hours.
We made it and then turned all the way back around and went home.
Because y'all pulled over on, that's right, you pulled over on the side of the road to talk to me for 3 hours.
We were late. By the time we ended up being late.
Where were y'all going?
To the there's a little Chinese thing for during the holidays, the Shenyun or the thing.
Okay,
we were going to
the
that.
people dancing.
Yeah, we were going to that and they don't have food there. They just had alcohol. That's why I was like, oh, I'm starting to get a hunger headache. So it was just.
And then Adriana is spoiled.
15 minutes after you got in the car.
Yeah.
Adriana is spoiled. Now, I'm going to say that.
Wild. That's wild.
This is why her youngest child act the way she does. Adriana, it goes back to what I said earlier. Adriana think everything applies to everybody else and not her. And so I know my son-in-law dealt with that a bit because that was the first argument, the first time y'all called me. And I think I've gotten a couple more since then, or he'll tell on her when she leaves. He's like, your daughter packed her bags and she went to go stay at this resort or something. And I would text her.
Resort?
Yes.
I would text her.
Girl, you want to get down there to the Holiday Inn. You got a whole house down here. What is you doing?
I'll text her. I'll be like, where are you? She's like, why? She said,
"Oh, very grown. Very grown."
When I say childish, when we first got married,
it was a lot.
I mean childish. That's why I tell these women when they come to me, I'm like, girl, there's nothing you can tell me that I will not be able to help you on because I was so equipped when it came to other areas of marriage, but not conflict.
Yeah.
Conflict was my Achilles heel. That right there, because everything was like a nope. How you gonna know? I'm gonna just leave. And I was like, yeah, this is not going to give me the results that I want. I'm going to have to figure out how to speak this man's language. Yeah. Because if I don't, this is going to just end up in another divorce.
But I remember what you did. And when you told me I remember that conversation. You said, Mom, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure him out. Because one of the things that I always said is study your man to the point where nobody knows him better than you do. And so she said,
after that.
I'm going to, because this was after I've gotten, we had all the phone calls over the time that you guys been married. She said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and learn him and figure out how to move with him. And I think that's when you went to even therapy.
Yes, I did.
On your own, by yourself.
You understand how good that sounds to a man's ears.
I didn't even tell him that I went to therapy. I did it quietly. And then I started doing things differently. And he was like, okay, this is set up. I said, no. Like, I want to understand because we would get into arguments and he'd be like, are you asking this because you want to respond or do you really care to know the answer behind what I'm about to say? And I would tell him, I want to understand because my understanding right now keeps us in this cycle where I'm trying to figure out why do we keep getting here? So I literally had to take the time and then I started connecting things together and was like, oh, so then, I did. I went to therapy and I was like, I'm just so mad. Like I'm so mad at so many things, but I want to do this for myself because whatever it is that I do for me will benefit him and my kids, period. So after that, if my husband was here, he would tell you, don't nobody on earth know him better than I do.
Because you got to
make it hard for him to stay mad at me now.
Come on, man.
Real difficult.
Yes.
Real difficult.
Yes.
And that's
sliding up on the chairs and coming up in the middle to my kids. Say anything I can do for you.
Whatever needs to be done.
He's so silly.
Whatever needs to be done.
We tell women, if you really want to know that man, study him like your life depended on it. Because you're choosing to be with this other individual.
For the rest of your life.
This is what you're saying. I want to be with this person. So why would I not study? And I remember my last relationship, he said, you know me better than my mama and my ex-wife. I said, it's my job to know you. It's my job to know what moves you, what causes you to tick, what doesn't. It's my job to know when you're feeling a particular way and I can hear it in your voice. It's my job to know those things, because I can hear women now watching this and y'all talking about
it go both ways though.
It goes both
we ain't
ways.
talking about that right
or
now.
It's what is he doing for you? And anytime when women say that, I'm like, if you chose a man that's not doing for you, you're the dummy. Because there's no way that I'm going.
Is that honey boundary? Or because that don't sound like
not a honey boundary.
that don't sound like Precious.
This is
Yeah, all right.
This is Aprilism. This is Aprilism.
You're dumb with your stupid self. Wait a minute.
Because this is why I say that.
Wait a minute.
If you, it's ignorant to say what is he doing for you, and you don't learn your man when you chose him.
Exactly.
You're the one that chose him.
No, that's
so
true.
it's dumb to me to have conversations around what you're not going to do because he ain't doing this. You had the ability to vet him and choose him. Why on God's green earth would I willingly be a willing participant in choosing a man that is not a benefit to me, because I know he's choosing me based on the benefit I am to him?
And it's a mindset issue, because if a woman ever came to me and told me that she's studying her man and she's doing all these things, my mind will go, he must be taking very good care of her. For her to want to go and study him and figure him out, because a woman will not do that for somebody that's not filling her cup. But most women don't think like that. They think from a deficit, because they can't relate to being with somebody that does so much for them that we're willing to say, you know what, all the other stuff doesn't matter. I'm willing to be subservient. I'm willing to be whatever to get this man on the same page with me because of what he gives me.
Because I genuinely like him as a person. And so when we hear this rhetoric from women online about, but is he doing this for you? Why the hell would you choose somebody that's not?
Exactly. You shouldn't even have to say that.
If you ever look at a post where a woman is talking about something she's doing for her man, it will always be women in the comment, I hope he's doing the same. Why would she pick somebody that's not? It's like they're so used to losing, they never know when they're in a position to win.
To win, they don't.
So it's like everything is looked at through...
Exactly.
What is he doing?
Well, I'm not going to.
But that don't stop him from cheating, though. And it's like, girl, relax. Learn yourself. Learn what it is that you need and choose a man that's a benefit to you in those areas and can be that to you. Then you have no problem
going under tables.
There you have it.
You have no problem with that.
Going on the tables or working at home in your laptop, in your lingerie, in your office.
Working, doing laundry, whatever. And the lingerie, it becomes
because you chose
easy.
him.
It's like, what? It's a no-brainer.
Because he's taking care of your needs and you have no problem taking care of his. Because if they honest, it get comfortable over there. You don't want to be back out in these streets. It gets if you got somebody that's willing to be what you need them to be, and if you are an entitled woman that feels like happy wife, happy life, you are absolutely incorrect.
Yeah, don't.
It's supposed to be happiness across the board.
Yeah.
A man is not just there to be of service to you where he gets nothing in return. So I'm talking to whoever just got an attitude
and they need
about
to hear that.
You got to understand. The household can be a very fun, loving, exciting place. You not without its challenges, but older married couple told me, April, we've never had an argument. We may have had a disagreement, but we've never had an argument.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took that with me. So when I do it this next time around, because my grandkids say they want a granddaddy.
Yeah, everybody wants you.
So I am.
You need your own daddy.
My hormones are now stable. HRT, ladies, go get your HRT and get yourself checked, or you will be like,
we'll tell you where to go in a minute. We need to talk to some people to make sure we can, you know.
I'm just saying.
We can link in the description box,
or just Google, do a Google search.
Don't Google, wait for us. We're gonna work it out.
We're gonna work it out.
Like Jesus, we can work it out. All right.
So so that puts you in a position as a woman, at least for me, to say, becoming an empty nester in my mid-40s while going through perimenopause, I'm dating, but I'm not wanting to really settle down the way I think I do, because I had to get even across the board. Now I'm excited.
I'll give that to you.
I want.
I'm glad that you did that.
Yeah, because she knows. Because she's like, Mom,
it's time.
You got this one want to hit it, and I'm like, I just can't. I can't commit because.
You need me to text him for you while you get better?
Yeah, she done put me on. She put me, her and Namdi put me on they put me on Match. They set me up on a blind date. He drove his little Maserati. He wanted to show me his little Maserati. He drove from Florida.
His little Maserati.
His little Maserati.
All
he
right.
drove up from Florida. And he asked me my favorite flowers. And I said, oh, I like pink roses. He bought me 2 dozen of pink roses. But the brothers didn't like it, though.
What brothers?
Y'all.
Well, we didn't like it. He was white.
He was.
And when we went to the restaurant.
All right, you can't win them all. All right, what next? All right. Brother Nubian, we waiting on you to show up. And
the brothers wasn't feeling that when
you know what, honestly, I'm not tripping. You find love where you find it. I ain't him.
Well, my preference. He
just can't be corny when he comes to the cookout.
Well, my preference is always going to be first and foremost a black man. That's always going to be my preference. However, I believe that when you have made your contribution to society, especially as a black woman, you have to, if you say, I've had kids with a black man, I've done the thing, I've built the life, and you're in a position like myself, it's more so get who makes you happy at this point.
So you fulfilled your quota?
Black man?
Yes.
No.
You've done your job for the ministry.
I've done my job for the ministry. But if I happen to find somebody, now I do prefer, once again, black men. I prefer black men who are evolved.
Yeah.
And not living in the trauma of the past. And listening to this red pill. Even on the dating sites, the moment I see I'm an alpha male, left. I would swipe left. The moment a man started talking about me about submission, you've lost me because you never have to tell the feminine to submit. We just acquiesce. Mm-hmm. So the moment you start having that conversation with me about submission, I'm already tuned out. You're not him. Because you don't understand the polarity. You don't understand that masculinity is the container for femininity. It's like masculinity is the guardrails, and we're just flowy all up and through here. And for masculinity, femininity is the side mirrors. And we see the things that you don't see because you're focused. Yep. So the moment a man have I gotta be submit, boy, go on now.
I don't know, April. I mean, like I said, y'all are anomalies.
We said all of that and we still anomalies.
What I'm saying is because all of it was good. I don't believe that it is as simple as you present it for all women. All a man got to do is do what he's supposed to do, and she's just going to throw it at him, just going whatever he want. He just goes, she's just going to
throw it at men that don't do it.
Chocolate in the Texas sun.
They throw it at men that don't do that much for him because they just think he's cute. What you talking about?
The one we picked. I'm not talking about them. I know they're going to do it. I'm talking about the one we picked that took him off the market and, put a ring on the finger. Mm-hmm. They don't always work like that.
You know the reason why? Is because every woman has a different definition of a man doing what he's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. There's a notion that women don't divorce good men. And I always challenge it because...
I know that's right.
I challenge it because a good man to one woman is not going to be the same to somebody else. Yep. There can be a man who's a good man who has certain characteristics, and because he's not romantic enough or because he's not intuitive enough or whatever the case might be, she will leave him. And a woman will snatch him up and think he is the best thing she's ever had.
Because I bought you that bag and you said, why you get this size? And I stopped buying your end. Anything else, I just started giving you money. Now, he don't do that. Now we divorced and you seeing filet Monquisha, with that same bag that you had, but so much more. I'm not saying that to be mean or to be fun. I'm gonna be a little petty, but I'm saying, touche to your point. Mm-hmm. We all got our own stuff, man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We all bring our own stuff. We all got our own energies and our own vibes. And I'm just saying, as we wrap this thing up.
You done said that 3 times. I think you like talking to us.
I'm getting ready to leave you now. Yeah, but I'm closing because I want us to get along, man. I want us to love each other. We're better. We're better together.
I absolutely believe that to the point that I believe we have to leave a love legacy blueprint. And I know a lot of people, they are opposed to loving again, but if you will do anything for your children, I do everything for my children. Why won't you fall in love for your kids? And I believe that it doesn't matter the age, because y'all need to see that. And I'm gonna go ahead now.
Yes.
But I appreciate y'all being patient with me with my hormones.
We weren't patient.
Because I didn't know.
We weren't patient.
I was going through it because nobody.
The best that we could.
And they were like, Mom, what's going on? I don't even know. And then one minute I'm crying. I'm like, look at the little duckies and they're following their mother. And now I'm like, if you don't get the hell out of my face, I don't want to watch this. I don't know. It was that. So for me, even though I had options in front of me, I couldn't have, I don't believe I could have treated anybody properly or gave them the presence that they needed from me. I could have gave them fun and exciting when I was
like
up.
surface stuff.
And then it would be like, okay, yeah, when it comes to getting deeper, I didn't have the capacity to do that because the extreme fatigue and all of the things that I was going through. Like I said, being a mom from 18, I mean, my very first apartment was with her. I had never lived by myself until I turned 43 years old.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. That was my first time living on my own. So imagine becoming an empty nester, almost having a nervous breakdown because I became an empty nester. They don't need me. All I knew how to do was be needed by them. Yeah. And then I'm dating. I got men that want to lock me in, but I'm going through perimenopause at the same time. So one minute day I like them, and then the next day they're like, it's been 3 days. You can't treat anybody like that. So I had to figure all of that out. And now
we're ready.
We're ready.
So we are taking applications.
Yeah, we're ready. No, I didn't say.
We are taking applications for her to have.
What kind of man I need, Adri?
Okay, she needs a man similar to mine, but he probably can't be Nigerian.
Because my feelings would be hurt a lot because they say things so just, and I'm sensitive.
Not if you're going up under tables. Listen, he gonna put some lotion on that tone real quick.
That's what they do. Yeah, they will. But you need somebody.
Tell the people what your mama needs.
I think that you need something similar to what I have. Someone that can ground you. Someone that you can do the witty banter, because that is something I was looking for as well. And I can do that for sure with Nnamdi. Someone that can be supportive of your endeavors and not have an issue with you being in the front or whenever you choose to be in the back. Like, he does not need you to take care of the household, the relationship. He doesn't need you to take care of just yourself. Like, he wants to take care of you. He wants to do things for you. And someone that you can genuinely respect, someone that can make sure that as you go through any other hormonal changes, he has the patience and understanding that, you know, you're a woman and you are who you are. And he takes the time to really figure out who that is. I don't think it has. And notice, I didn't say nothing about money, because I know whoever it is going to be able to take care of themselves, which is why they're going to want to take care of you. But it needs to be someone with high integrity and good character. And
now let me ask you this, because I know they're going to be asking, what do you think they get in return from me? So it's like, she listed all this stuff, but what did he get?
Spam sandwich, fried.
Honestly,
I'll hire somebody for that.
I think that he would get someone that is extremely loyal.
Yeah.
Someone that knows how to enhance his vision, and someone that will never feel unseen in this world. Wherever it is that he goes, she'll be able to keep up with the man that he's becoming, not just who he is. And she can enhance whatever it is that he's trying to create for himself, and for both of them. I definitely think that you would be an asset to any man who is really trying to just
elevate to that next level.
Elevate to the next level, but also have understanding with who he is as a man, separate from what he knows how to do.
Yeah, and I would say being good for his peace, legacy, and his portfolio.
Yeah,
I'm what's called
three Ps.
I'm what's called an amplify woman. I don't build, I amplify. And so I come in and I enjoy doing that because in return, I don't have to do it. The men they love, it's like when you're dealing with visionary men, men that are ambitious, and you can come in as a woman and see what he's doing. And he's okay, I see you done made $5-10 million. Got it. And then I come in, I say, honey, I was thinking, I saw what you were doing with this, and I know you want to do that. But what are your thoughts on this, this, and this? And then I vanish and I give him time to think about it. He might come back and think it was his idea. I don't care. Just get it done. period. And so that's what I know what my superpower is. When I really sat down and looked at my relationships, I know that's my superpower, being able to see what he's already doing, not the vision just starting, but he's operating in it. And I always elevated it. And I enjoyed actually doing it. And I looked at my last relationship, and that thing that we did together like that, it was like, he might not be him, but this is my type of dynamic. I'm like, I got the photo shoot set. I got the stylist. We doing this. We doing that. Next thing you know, he all on billboards. He all on side of buses. We out in the public, and people are like, "Oh, I saw you on this." He's like, "That's her." In exchange, you know what he loved to do? He loved to take care of me. He loved to take me shopping. He loved to stand at the cash register with the bags, because in his mind, what I gained from her, I can't even repay that back with some shoes or an outfit, because it was that valuable. And she elevated my life to, well, now the world sees me differently. And because of her. Yeah. Now it's like, okay, well, some shoes, some clothes. He would sit in the dressing room, and I would come out and I would twirl. Honey, you like this outfit?
Twirl.
You like this outfit? You like this outfit? And that's my kind of dynamic, because what I bring is invisible value, and you cannot quantify that. You can quantify what you buy. Yeah, you spent money for that. But to this day, that book that my company published for him and all of those things, he still gets to have that. He still has his books and libraries and all of the things that I did when we were together. So that can never be taken away. I don't get no more purses, but that April Mason had her hands on, it's still in existence and will be forever. So yeah, there has to be a benefit in it for me.
All right, well, here's the thing. What I know about you, yeah, we got to go.
No, I'm talking about the glasses.
Well, because the light is doing something crazy to my face, so I got to do something. Y'all excuse me. I've dealt with it long enough, but I want to say this.
Yes,
I love y'all. Adriana, it's good meeting you.
You too.
You good people, and I'm really happy about your marriage. How long you been married?
Next year it will be 4 years.
Look at
4
you.
years in May.
So tell everybody how they can book you, reach out to you, all the things, both of you.
Go ahead.
So you can find me on Instagram at Adriana with 2 N's, Onubogu, Onubogu, or www.adrianaonubogu.com. Yeah.
And for me, you guys can always find me on Instagram, Facebook, or as of January, fellas, you will be able to tune in to the FeminineEar.fm show, where only men can call in and ask questions. Leave me a voicemail on FeminineEar.com, and I will personally, hopefully, if yours is chosen, answer your question live on FeminineEar.fm.
All right.
And you can also find her on ChristianMingle.com. Hey, man, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. We, in essence, won the eternal jackpot. And you don't need to let yourself sink to somebody else's level.
Yeah.
Don't sink to somebody else's level. Sometimes we go back and forth. You ain't got to sink to somebody else's level. Why you got to go backwards? If you're already on a level, why you got to go backwards? I just match energy. Man, come on. We are light bringers. We bring joy to this world. We bring the light to this world. And I'm saying, don't fall into this whole going back and forth. Girl, you clack that. You clack. Am I doing it right? This is the right finger?
We don't do that.
I don't even do that, but I see it. I think.
Oh, it's a Pac-Man. Okay, I'm the Pac-Man. Yeah, so let's not get caught up into that whole, he ate or she ate.
No,
down. Man. I want us to win up, you know?
Yes.
And that's why it's about man up community. It's not about telling you to suck it up and just be all right. It's about telling you that the strength of a community can be gauged by the men that are in that community. And April, you're right. We do absolutely have to step our game up, accept responsibility. Sometimes the conversation is a tough one. And you're right. But the truth is, we are better together.
Yes.
All right. I love y'all. Till next time, hold your head up. Man, you worth it. I don't like saying king, but I'm going to call you king today. You worth it, king? Yeah. Grand Rising Queen. That ain't never me. All right, man up. God bless you. God bless you.
Not with you. Yeah, that's it.
Driven by purpose, walking God's plan. You're looking at a certified man.